We gonna start this show. I gotta play some theme music right quick before the black rosebud. We all right now. Before we get started, I want to let the people know what they're about to see. Now, I got my friend Glib talk. Now, this is my partner right here. So keep the fucked up names to a minimum. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my partner Glib talk. And on the right, I got my boy Sergeant Mode up in here, right? Now I wanted to prove to my point. I wanted to prove to my point that me and my boy Glib, we go through it every day, talking about conservatives and what's right and what's wrong and what's racist and what's not. And I always tried to bring him on my show to debate me. So I said, you know what? I know Sergeant Mode is gonna sound just like me. We black conservatives. We've been through the same things. You know what I'm saying? We've been, how should I say, oppressed the same. You know what I'm saying? Which means we ain't been oppressed at all. We don't believe in that shit, right? But we come from the same cloth. So I wanted to see how my boy Adrian, my boy Glib, would fare in a debate with somebody that wasn't me. So now I'm gonna just throw him into the ring right now. Well, me and Glib was talking about we were talking about the thing happened yesterday, and he think Tucker Carlson lied. Now, Adrian, you want me to play your video so we can get a preview, or you just want to go ahead and?
Yeah, you can play my video. I think that would give a good basis, because what I said was that Tucker Carlson lied in his description of Officer Harry Dunn.
Okay, we're gonna go on that right there. We finna go to that right there. How Officer lied about. How Tucker Carlson lied about Officer Dunn. Okay. Right there. Oh, you got commercials. All right, you got commercials in your shit. Oh shit. Moving it up.
Don't be skipping them commercials, nigga.
Oh, skipping them commercials, huh? Them commercials.
Don't be skipping them commercials, nigga.
I'm gonna share it right quick. Share, boom. I'm gonna share it right quick. Now this is his what do you think about Tucker Carlson? This is what you think about Tucker Carlson. Oh, well.
On Tuesday, Pelosi will call a Capitol police officer called Harry.
Why your shit so low?
Dunn will pretend to speak for the country.
Oh, because I don't want to get flagged.
Once again, Tucker Carlson is making up his own facts.
That's you talking in the background, or that's you talking for real?
That's me.
Oh, that's on here?
No. That's on the video.
Okay, I don't know what's the one of the damn video. What's one? Let me turn.
I'm muted. You want to go hear the video?
Oh, I'm gonna hear the video. Okay, let me go. Let me hear the video.
Harry Dunn is not called in to speak for the law enforcement community. He's called in to speak on his experience on what happened on January 6th.
But it turns out Dunn has very little in common with your average cop. Dunn is an angry left-wing political activist whose social media feeds are full of praise, not coincidentally, for Nancy Pelosi. There's a picture of the two of them together.
And here's Harry Dunn thanking Speaker Pelosi for hosting the officers from January 6th and being persistent about seeking justice and accountability. You are appropriated. I think you meant to say appreciated. But this is why he has a picture with Nancy Pelosi, not the idea of Tucker Carlson saying that he's some type of political activist who's just there as a prop.
Racism is so American, Harry Dunn wrote in one post, that when you protest it, people think you're protesting America. Hashtag leave it to whites to tell blacks what is racist. Hashtag I stand with Ilhan Omar. Hashtag squad. Harry Dunn, ladies and gentlemen, just another fact-based witness to the insurrection.
What is also a fact, Tucker Carlson, is that none of those hashtags are actually part of that tweet. So you made all that stuff up. Like, I watched this video and I noticed it right away that what you're reading isn't on the screen. I'm not sure if your audience notices what you read was not on the screen, that you made it up, that you attributed it to him as if he said hashtag squad, hashtag AOC, hashtag Ilhan Omar, hashtag white people can't be racist or whatever the hell it is you're trying to say. You see, Tucker Carlson, you are the racist. You are the dog whistle blower of the racist. And your attempt to trick normal people, well, apparently it works because people believe what you say and they think you speak the truth. But I can't watch your show not once without finding the lie or the flaw in what you're saying. It's every single day. It's every single broadcast. It's every single thing you talk about is a lie. It's false. I find the flaw in you every day, and I find the flaw in you here. If you like the show, subscribe. If you appreciate the video, hit the like button.
Now we're gonna get back into this. If you like the show, subscribe. Now,
Nigga had me tight yesterday. I'll tell you why he had me tight. I think it's fucked up what he did. Because when you watch, if you watch that whole segment that he does, he's basically saying that this black man who is actually a cop is not a real cop. Because we know a real cop. If you watch the whole segment of the part he did, like the 4-minute segment on that he did 2 days ago or 3 days ago, whenever he recorded it, he's basically saying this guy is not a cop. We know what real cops are. He's not a cop. He's a Democrat. And that's fucked up. Because even though he may be a Democrat, I can look at it and say he stands for the same thing as everybody else who's defending someone, right? As an officer of the law. So it's fucked up for him to do that shit. It's fucked up that he put his life on the line and this guy can stand there and say he's not a real cop though. I was extremely offended by that. And I was also offended by the fact that he says, look at this picture of him with Nancy Pelosi, and you can go to his Twitter and you can see that, well, he's not a operative just hanging out with Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi invited those people to come and she met with them. The same as all these politicians are meeting with these people, whether it's right or the left. So that's also a fucked up thing to do, in my opinion.
Yeah, Sergeant Mo, can you hear that? Can you hear that? Can you? Oh man, you got to come back in. You got to go out and come back in one more time.
He took his earpiece out and then disconnected probably.
You took your earpiece out. Yeah, you took your earpiece out and disconnected. Come back in, right? So come out and come back in. So what you saying, Glib, is that Tucker Carlson is spreading lies. That's what you mainly saying. Like every time you get on, and Tucker Carlson is the #1 rated show that's on cable network as far as news and information and things like that. So as more people trust him with information than any other channel on cable news network right now, right? So what you saying is he's spreading false information to the mass of people, and the mass of people are so ignorant, right? And so brainwashed and so gullible to anything Tucker Carlson's saying. You mean to tell me the people are watching Tucker Carlson, right, are being influenced to do these things, like as far as spread racism and things like that, and believe what he's saying about other people instead of watching it and getting their own perspective? That's what you're telling me?
Yes. Well, so and I can give you another example real quick, right? If you let me.
Example.
Okay. So I was watching Tucker Carlson a couple weeks ago, and there was a video that he did about how the Biden is coming for the suburbs, and he does this whole diatribe about how they're trying to force people or force developers not to build single-family homes in New York. He says they're making them do it. They're going to take away the suburbs, but they're not taking away the suburbs. They're not taking anything from anyone. What they're doing is making it financially viable for a person who's a developer to build a multifamily home. And if you build a multifamily home, you can earn more federal grant money. So they're not taking away anything from anyone. They're just saying, if you build a multifamily home, you can get more money from the government, as opposed to building single family homes where you'll get less money from the government. But he says, if for a 25-minute video, he talks about how they're coming for you. They're going to take your homes. They want to take your homes and take your houses. But that's not what it says at all. It doesn't say that anywhere. And it's a complete lie.
Okay. Now I want to bring Sergeant Mo. Can you say something, Sergeant Mo, if you're on? Can you say something, Sarge? Is this nigga? Can you hear us?
I don't think he can hear us.
This nigga can't hear us.
Oh.
Okay. Now I want to bring it back to this officer thing, right? Now about this real officer and fake officer, right? Now, Sarge, first of all, tell them what was your occupation you used to have. Your occupation. As far as like you being able to relate to the officer that was in the hearing, right? What was your old profession?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you loud and clear now. All right.
Yeah, the thing y'all are hard to get used to the first couple times.
Yeah, it takes the third time. There's a charm. I hope, right?
Yeah.
So
red wave is coming. That's what Truth Hurts 33 say. Red wave is coming. That's what's up.
A red wave is coming. Always a red wave coming. It should be a red wave. A red wave coming, right?
Oh shit! Look at this. Obama told Hillary, "Make sure people are poor and dependent on the government." That sounds like a pretty damning statement right there. How much money did Biden set aside for HSBC schools? I don't know what HSBCs are.
Okay, I want to share something with you right quick, right? I want you to share something right quick, right?
Hey, listen, hey, Black. Can I correct Brown Betty real quick? You know that Donald Trump didn't give money to HBCUs. You know that, right? That Donald Trump, that HBCUs were already getting money from the government.
No. What happened was he expanded the funding. They expanded the time on how long they can get them government the money. Instead of 2.5 years, he made it 10 years. Instead of whatever million it was, he made it an extra million. So he expanded it, and he gave him more time.
Exactly. But what it's not is that he didn't invent it. He wasn't the first person to do it. It wasn't his idea. What they did was they did what you said. They expanded it and they made it so that they didn't have to come back as often to ask for money. So when you say how much money, so this person's question is how much money did Biden set aside for HBC? They mean HBCU?
Zero. Biden set aside zero because he don't care about HBCUs. Zero.
All right, so there's not even a debate that we can be had if that's the answer you to the question.
Okay,
debate. Go ahead.
Okay, can I ask you a question, right? I want to ask you a question, Adrian. Can you name anything Joe Biden done for black people, for black men, or black college, or black anything since he's been in the White House? You said what Donald Trump did and didn't do. Can you name anything Joe Biden did?
Well, they got through the COVID Relief Act, and that money went to all kinds of communities all over the country. I'm sure it included black people too. I'm sure it included you.
You're sure, but there's no evidence that it did.
What do you mean?
Trump,
what do you think?
You can see where Trump actually gave that money to HBCUs, but we have evidence of what he actually did. But because black people were taught he's a racist, don't look at the proof that he's actually helping black folks. But we're going to assume that the guy that did more to hurt black people is actually helping, off an assumption. Well, I'm sure some of that money went to black people. Really? Come on, bro.
The COVID. Okay. Well, if you want a specific, I can give you some specifics. I can use myself.
Dude, that's what we deal with. Specifics, facts.
So the COVID Relief Act put money in my pocket because I got a tax rebate, right? Maybe you got a tax rebate, maybe you didn't. So that's why I say I don't know if it directly impacted you, but it directly impacted me, right? It directly impacted hundreds of millions of Americans, right? But not only did it impact them that way, it also gave money to counties, it gave money to states, it gave money to police, it gave money to all over the country. This money was dispersed to help people, right? So it may not have been put directly in your pocket, but more likely it probably was. But it was dispersed to help people all over the country.
It wasn't dispersed to help nobody, man. Because for everybody that got that little stimulus money, you're actually going to be paying it back in more taxes by the rate of 30 to 45% more than what you actually got.
So Sergeant Mo, let me ask you a question. Do you go to an HBCU? Let me ask you a question. Do you go to an HBCU?
I did attend an HBCU.
No, do you go to one now?
I served as the first vice president.
Direct question, sir. The question I asked you is, do you go to an HBCU? Do you go to one right now?
No, I don't. I graduated. Why would I still be there? I'm 42 years old.
So the answer to your question is no. So that means that Donald Trump giving money to HBCUs to help the students, that current students, don't help you. It don't help you, right?
But it directly helps my people.
The same way
giving out free money that the people that get it are going to be scuffling.
So the COVID relief act, so the COVID relief money, so the COVID relief money. So Sergeant Mo, the COVID relief money that goes out to help people, your people, my people, all people all over the country, doesn't count. But the money that Donald Trump gives to these colleges to help these
Are you?
let me finish my question. But the money that goes to help this specific small group of people that go to these colleges does count, but not the money that goes to help people, hundreds of million people all over the country. Got it. That's what you're saying.
I think it might cut off, right?
Yeah.
But I got a question for you, Adrian.
Cut off, damn it. The mic cut off.
I got a question for you, right? Miss Brown Betty said Joe Biden increased the price on insulin, right? And you can Google that. Joe Biden increased the price on insulin.
Google that. Joe Biden increased the price of insulin. I'm going to type it into Google just like that to make sure that I don't get it wrong. That Joe Biden in America, where we have a free system where people make their own prices, Joe Biden said increase the price of insulin. I hate those people with diabetes.
It didn't increase under Donald Trump, did it?
Let me. Well, you're asking me a question which I don't know the answer. So let me say Joe Biden increased the price of insulin, right?
Don't
change it. Don't change it. We're gonna go with what you said. She said it's Joe Biden. So let's see if Joe Biden did it.
The increase happened under Joe Biden. You know you can't word it like that. It was a price increase under Joe Biden.
All right. Well, let's read what it says. The facts. The average price of insulin has nearly tripled between 2002 and 2013. On January 20th, since the president announced the regulatory freeze pending review in the White House moratorium. There's a lot of stuff to read, but it does not say the list price for a single vial of insulin is often more than $250. Most patients use at least 2 vials per month. Implementation of the executive was published by the order will go into effect in 20 seconds. Let's see.
Wait, it says right here. Joe Biden is responsible for rising costs of insulin. Fact check on New York. Yes. Fact check. Biden freezes the rule on health center insulin. Fact check. Verified. Did Biden raise costs of insulin in his first week? Fact check.
Did you read what it said though?
Let me read US Today, Newsweek. Which one you want me to read?
I'm reading.
He don't know. He's just talking.
Okay, what we found.
New York. Which one you trust? New York Newsweek, USA Daily, W whatever the fuck this is, Statesman, Facebook News. Which one you want me to read? I can read it. CNN. Huh? All right, we're gonna go back.
Read the one that says that yes. That's what I want you to read. Okay, I want you to read the one that says yes. Read that one. If you can read that one, I'll agree with you. But you can't read that
individuals with type 1 diabetes, access to insulin is different between life and death. Recently, many Americans have been expressing their outrage on social media at the rising cost of insulin under who is to blame, right? Constitutional attorney Robert.
Okay, let me read because I got the answer right here. This is from WTHR.com. It says we can listen for a second because the Don tells me to do my homework. So just listen for a second. It says we can verify that the Biden administration did freeze a rule that would mandate community health centers pass along insulin discounts to their patients because that was done through an executive order from Trump. But it says in the next paragraph, but we can also verify that multiple claims that President Biden is increasing the price of insulin are false.
Wait a minute. That's a bullshit.
That's what it's saying, motherfucker.
It's true.
That's what it's saying, motherfucker.
That don't make sense.
But it's false. And y'all fall for it.
Hey, listen. All I did was read what it said. Here, I'll put the link here so you can read it yourself.
It don't matter what you read, brother.
Listen, you don't want to read it. You don't want to read it. Wait. Calm down. Wait. Okay, wait. So you said something, right? And I looked it up and found that you were wrong. And then you said, well, it doesn't matter what you read. So it don't matter what anybody says.
What I'm saying in the article,
you just say it and we'll go with what you said.
I mean, clear. The article said that Joe Biden administration cut the law or whatever to make it easier and cheaper for people to buy insulin. And since he cut that, the drug price has raised. No matter if he raised it or not, if you cut the thing that made it lower and it raises it back to any kind of amount, that is a raise in the price of insulin.
Okay, wait, no, stop. Wait. Okay. First off, right, neither one of you guys know what you're talking about, right? Because he didn't do anything to cut anything. Let me tell you what he did. Let me tell you what he did, right? Because he didn't do it. He didn't do. Fuck Fuck you, nigga. You know what you're talking about. I'll tell you exactly. I'll tell you exactly. I'll tell you exactly what he did. You call me a dumb nigga. You just said it. You just cursed at me. You just cursed at me. You just cursed at. I haven't cursed at you.
I said you liberals.
I called you sir 13 fucking times.
I cursed at you.
Fuck you.
You said fuck you.
I called you sir 13 times.
I understand you don't have an education.
I said, excuse me, sir. Let me talk and I'll read you the answer.
Saying damn and saying fuck you is two totally different things, my brother.
Okay.
I said,
oh, now I'm your brother. Oh, now I'm your brother. You just called me nigga. Wait. You just called me nigga.
He just called you dumb. He didn't call you dumb.
That justified you saying fuck you, nigga. Black Rosebud.
Black Rosebud. Can you mute this motherfucker real quick for just 1 second? Because I don't want to be a clown. I don't want to be.
I'm not the motherfucker. Okay.
Okay,
that's
you.
What you gotta
I tell you what,
boy. There are some black men that you're gonna respect, son. I know your pappy.
I have no respect for you, man.
Probably didn't teach you that. Your mama and your grandmama, your auntie raised you. But there's some real men in this world, boy. And when you ready to get at me, come find me. No, matter of fact, send me your address, nigga. I'll get on the plane and fly myself to you and bring you this ass whooping. Fuck that, nigga. I ain't the one, son. I'm not the one. I'm respecting you. You gonna respect me, or you can get the fuck on, son. It's just that simple. I know it's funny because you're fucking ignorant. It's cute. It's funny. It's cute. You know that good nigga slave plantation, that democratic slave plantation. But you gonna respect me, son. That's what you gonna do, boy. I know that.
I don't think he called you dumb.
I know that. I know that. 20 years in the United States Supreme Court, you gonna give me some kind of fucking respect.
Okay, boy. Okay. Are you done yet? Are you done?
Now
okay, okay. I'll give you my credentials. Right? Okay, 20 years in the military, got you. I did 10 years in the Navy.
I don't give two flying fucks about your initials. Exactly. You don't have any respect. So
exactly. You don't have no respect.
Fuck you.
You don't have no respect. So there it
is. 10 toes down, son.
Let's reboot this. I don't think he.
Now you tell me where you served at.
Listen,
how many times you been shot at for this country, fight for this country? Are you just a typical ignorant liberal black person looking for the handout?
Okay, are you gonna mute Black? Can you mute him, please, just for a second? I don't want to yell over him, so I'm trying to let him talk.
Okay, no, we're gonna reboot, right? All right.
I'm done.
Let's mute him real quick because I don't want to have to talk over him. So
he threw right. But this is what I want to say before you start. I don't think you heard him right when you thought he called you dumb. I don't think he called you dumb and you reacted in the way, you know what I'm saying, and then you went on instead of asking him what you said, you assumed he said something.
So Black, I didn't react. I reacted exactly as he spoke to you because what I said was I read the exact thing that is said in the article. That's all I did. I read exactly what it said. I haven't called this nigga a nigga at all until he called me a nigga 5 times in a row.
I didn't call you a nigga, son. I said liberals don't have a damn brain in their head, and you straight to fuck you, nigga. Now you want to play victim. See how pussy y'all liberals are?
Okay.
You said it, man.
If you're not going to mute him, Black, if you're not going to mute him, then I'm just going to go because I'm not going to yell over him. There's no reason. I gotta allow Mike, and I can turn it up like this, and you'll never get a word in. But why would I do that? I don't have to yell.
Get to the point. What are you trying to say, bro? What are you trying to say?
I gotta allow Mike. I can turn it up. You won't ever get a word in. So if you just chill out, we can talk. If you chill out, we can talk. I'm not yelling. You yelling. I'm not talking over you. You talking over me. Listen.
Okay, we got that understood. Get to your point.
So basically, the point is this, right? Because I'm supposed to be the emotional liberal, but when I tell you the fact, you start going crazy, right?
What fact? What is the fact, bro? Okay, you just said. I said.
So we'll go back. Okay, so we'll go back to the fact. We'll go back to the fact because we will go back. Okay, so since you don't remember,
all of a sudden, when I point to the fact, now you get emotional. I went to the fact.
So if you're not going to stop talking, then your intent is to talk at the same time as me. That's your intent.
Well, you ain't saying shit worth listening to.
So basically,
nothing in your head coming out your mouth.
I'm the unintelligent one. I'm the unintelligent one.
It ain't making no sense. You're lying.
I'm the unintelligent. Black, if you're not going to mute him, I'm gonna have to go because I can't talk over him, dog. I'm not gonna yell in my house. I'm not an idiot. I'm not an idiot, so I'm not gonna sit here and yell at this.
Oh, you are an idiot. You definitely.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I promise you. I promise you. Listen, we don't have to. No.
Adrian, hold on. So you talking over me, Adrian? Hold on. I'm going to let you talk, and Sergeant not going to interrupt, right? And I'm going to give you Sergeant the same respect. I want you to give Sergeant the same respect he give you. Now go ahead and say what you're going to say, right? And I will be the person to break it in if it goes too long or something like that. And then I'll ask you to give him the same respect, no matter how emotional you may think or what he say is wrong or whatever. Same thing, because it all started like he made a comment. You talking about emotional? You went emotional first, and then when you watch this thing again, now I'm gonna give you. I'll give you the floor, Adrian, right now. He's gonna listen to you, and he's gonna respond.
Hey, listen, you know what? I will apologize to this man for calling him a nigga, right? Even though he called me a nigga multiple times first. I had no intent to argue with him. I allowed. Wait. I'm trying to reestablish zero, right? We could go back to zero, unless you don't want to.
No, we gave you the floor. We gave you the floor to make a point. You going back to
what point do you want? Okay, listen. You want me? Okay, you want to start from where we were arguing at, where you were wrong about the drugs? No, because you were wrong about the drug prices. You want to go back to that one? Okay, if you don't want to go to that, then wherever you want to go, Black, you ask the question.
Okay, wherever you want to go. We're going to change that subject, right? We're going to change that subject.
Just admit that you were wrong, and then we can move on.
Okay, I was wrong then. If you want to,
let's go.
Okay. Now you said that Tucker. We had a conversation earlier, and you said that Tucker Carlson is a racist, and everything he say is mostly is racially motivated and things like that, right? And he's blowing a dog whistle and things like that, right? But you never talk about CNN, right? But I want to ask a question. How is it that Tucker Carlson, right, is racist and he's spreading hate and white supremacy message, things like that, because he's getting on the news and he's spreading the truth, or he's spreading facts, or he's doing the research and giving us news that other people ain't giving us, that we can't hear unless we get it from this channel? Why is everything he's saying turn into racism all of a sudden?
Wait, I'm confused by the question. You're saying, how does everything he says?
Better words, how is Tucker Carlson racist? Because you said, I heard it in your video, you
I said Tucker Carlson is a racist, because Tucker Carlson does videos every day where he talks about how anyone who mentions race is a racist, anyone who complains about race is a racist. They're the actual racists. They want to tell people what racism looks like, while saying that white people are not racist or cannot be racist or whatever it is he's trying to say. But in this particular instance, right, which had me frustrated, was that he added these things onto Harry Dunn's statement on his tweet that he said that was talking about protesting racism. His statement was something like, if you protest racism, people will say that you're protesting America. That's what he said. There's nothing wrong with that statement. That's actually a very valid statement. If someone's going to say that you're protesting injustice in America, and they're going to say you're protesting America. No, you're protesting injustice. So I said Tucker Carlson is blowing a dog whistle when he added those hashtags to the end, because he didn't say that. And
what hashtags he asked to add to the end?
Oh, he said hashtag squad, hashtag Ilhan Omar, hashtag white people can't.
Can I ask you a question? Do you believe Tucker Carlson have a sense of humor? Like, in some of the things he do, he has a sense of humor.
I'm not sure if that was a joke or not. All I know is what I saw.
You're not unsure, right? Because I can take that as him saying such, and he adding on that they're saying the same thing, or they would agree with it. If you want to take it that he's adding on stuff and he just says sarcastically and put in a jokingly way, that's just your perception of what Tucker Carlson was saying. That doesn't make him a racist.
What I said was racist is that Tucker Carlson's trying to say that the black guy who said that protesting of racism in America makes people consider you protesting against America. And then he added on those hashtags to make it seem as if he supported the things that people who watch Tucker Carlson would believe are people who are against America. But he didn't say that. That's why I say Tucker Carlson is the problem, because he did not say that. Tucker Carlson added it on there.
That doesn't make him racist, Adrian, because he he made a sarcastic remark. Now, Sergeant, I want to bring you in. Do you think in any way that Tucker Carlson, by saying these type of things, is considered racist?
No, he hashtagging is just like, you know how people you say certain things and then you allude to the people that you would think would be saying them. And in retrospect, I really could care less about Tucker Carlson. What he said, Tucker Carlson is not the how should I put this, the alleged president of the United States. I got cut off earlier. If you would allow me just to go back and address the brother as far as attending an HBCU. I don't attend an HBCU now, but I attended an HBCU. When I attended that HBCU, Southern University, and New Orleans, I served as the first vice president of the Student Government Association. So, brother, what you're talking about, I'm not sure if you attended college. If you did, I'm not sure if it was or was not an HBCU.
I have a master's degree in business.
Great. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. But the point goes back to this: attending an HBCU and also serving as the first vice president of the Student Government Association. I sat on hiring boards whenever they would hire new staff, when they would hire new professors, when they would hire new teachers, whenever they hired anyone in their school. I sat on the financial budget council for Southern University. I attended meetings with the president and the deans of the universities. So I was able to actually see how this money thing was going. So to answer your question, no, I don't attend an HBCU currently, but because of what I went through while I was there, I understand that it makes more sense to put millions of dollars into a pot for HBCUs that the first black president didn't even do. He didn't give a damn about black folks. He didn't give a damn about HBCUs. He was in there to be whatever puppet they wanted him to be. But the alphabet soup people got rights and everybody else got this. But yet black people got not one thing out of the deal, which leads me to this point. When you wake up and realize that black people are constantly being used for their vote under one umbrella, no matter what's going on at the time, all you got to throw out there is racism. And black folks get emotional. They jump on the bandwagon. No, Joe Biden has said some of the most racist shit I've ever heard anybody say. But yet they duped you people to believe that Trump was the racist. But yet Trump was the one, First Step Act, Second Chance Program, Urban Renewal. He actually had a platinum plan together for black folks. But black folks said, nah, Trump, you can keep that shit. We don't really want prosperity. We'll just keep sitting at the bottom of the totem pole complaining about it. And we're going to go vote for and support this man that had been in politics, 47, 46, 49 years, that had done nothing for black folks. But now all of a sudden, he's the black man's savior. Joe Biden's 1994 crime bill locked up more black folks than any other legislation in the history of this damn country. But all of a sudden now, he's the black man's savior. Why? Because the man before him, he was the racist. Why? Because he was actually helping the people?
I got
my great-grandmother raised me, brother.
Okay.
I got a question.
Wait. Can I respond to Sergeant Mo real quick?
Yeah, I want to add.
Wait. Before you go to the next topic, let me just ask.
I'm not going to change the topic. I'm not going to change the topic. I'm going to add on. I
just want to respond to him real quick. So he said, because he said Barack Obama didn't do a damn thing for HBCUs. So the question I ask is, Barack Obama was president for 8 years. Did the funding for HBCUs go up or down during those 8 years?
It didn't go up.
It went up. Okay, go ahead. That's
it went up.
Yes.
Okay, send me the information for that. Because when I was in HBCU,
I'll put it in the
black
chat right here.
Was in the White House tap dance for the white man.
Here you go. It's right here. It's in the chat right there.
If you recall,
it's in the chat right there.
He promised them.
It's in the chat. Look at it. I'm not going to argue with you about it. It's in the chat. You can read it.
How much did it go by? How much did it go by?
Let's see.
So I guess
the at the time the administrative points increase from 238 million to 250 million.
12 million in 2 years. 12 million in 2 years.
In 8 years.
As we sit up here, we're talking about 12 million in 2 years.
How much did it go up from Trump? Do you know how much it went up with Trump? You don't know the answer, but you're gonna say, "Oh, only 12 million." Wait, Black. I'll look it up, and then we can talk about the differences and how they increase.
Now, I can show it. Can I get a explain? It wasn't just the money. It wasn't just the money that was donated to the college. There was also grants up in the colleges that wasn't being used, and the funding was being misused. So they cut out them grants and them Pell grants. I forgot what they was for. So it was actually more money that went to the colleges than Donald Trump allotted. The 550 million plus over a couple of years, right, was more money than anybody gave in history. It wasn't the 50 million. It's also things that happened on the back end as far as Pell grants that added to the total amount of the money. Don't talk about 12 million because he done that in half a year.
That's annually.
It's annually. In 10 years, add up to 200. In 10 years, it add up to $50 million. Plus the things that he cut out that made these schools, these Pell grants and things like that, go to the right people and for the right things. Go look that shit up.
Okay. So listen, I haven't looked it up yet, but I can look it up here in a minute, and I'll tell you exactly what the answer is, right? But
what's it called?
Of course you haven't looked it up.
You don't know the answer.
But what's it called?
You don't know the answer. Because if you knew the answer, wait, Black. Because if you knew the answer, you would say what the answer is. If you knew the answer, you'd say
it. What?
The answer to how much money did Trump increase the budget for HBCUs?
I believe it was $240 million that actually got into the hands of HBCUs, not the $100 million that they were promised by Obama that never got.
What are you talking about?
Obama said, "Oh, we're going to give you this $100 and some million," and they have this big ass press conference, and Negroes go tap dancing. Oh, look at the black savior. He cares about us, but they never got the money, brother. But Trump actually got the money into their hands.
There's a link right here that they get money every year.
About that.
Okay. Can I speak now real quick?
Listen, brother. Listen. Right. He also set it up where they don't have to go to Congress begging for money for the next 10 years. The black president didn't even do that.
No, you're right. He did do that. But okay, I'll tell you.
Right.
I say you're right about that thing. That one particular thing you are right about. You're right. But what I will tell you is this. I will tell you this, right? That there's probably a reason why they should have to go back every 2 years. And you know what that reason is? Benedict College lost their accreditation because why they lose their accreditation? Because they were misusing funds. Because the college was dilapidated, because the college was falling apart. So they lost their accreditation. Allen University, right across from Benedict, same problem. 2 HBCUs within a half block of each other lost their accreditation because they were not using the federal funds properly, and people were stealing the money and not using the money right. That's why they have them going back to say, how are you going to use the money? The same way in the military, and you notice that in the military, you have to go back every year. You have to explain your budget. If you don't use your money, you lose your money.
You do? Do you have to do that? Really? No. Really? What is the military? Because the military do it. Oh, the colleges have to do it too. You sound like a house Negro. You sound like a house Negro. You say Trump didn't do, but when it's proven that he did, you try to justify Obama not doing by saying, yeah, they should have to go back. Look at Benedict College. So all the colleges, no matter the fact that Trump actually got over $240 million into the accounts of those schools, you're trying to justify against it because Trump did it to say that they should have to now.
You didn't hear me deny anything that you're saying, dog. Like I don't understand if you can hear what I'm saying. Maybe my mic's not loud enough. I didn't deny anything that you said about what Trump did, right? I'm not questioning it, and I haven't even looked it up to verify it. What I do know is that Trump made it so they don't have to go back every 2 years. I know that it's the truth, right? So there's no debate from me on whether Trump changed that rule. What I said was maybe they should have to come back every 2 years, but why? Because the money that those schools are getting was being used inappropriately, which is why multiple of the HBCUs lost their accreditation. And you can look that up. That is a fact. That is the truth.
Okay.
How many?
Hey, let's get on.
I just told you 2 without looking them up. I just told you 2.
I want to get into another topic right now. You said something about yesterday, right? How we discussed the word nigga being used in the Capitol riots and things like that, and how it was racial, and how you think it was racially motivated and things like that, right? Now, I want before I get Sergeant to respond, right? I want you to tell me how was the so-called insurrection? How was the so-called insurrection racist and not political? And how is it known for a fact that oh no, that is known for a fact that all these people were racist and not just political extremists, right? And another thing, right? I made a point about we was arguing about. I made a point about how is it that Washington D.C. courts are open for all these Trump supporters and they're not open for all these kid murderers and child murderers and things like that. And you made a point that it's two different jurisdictions, right? And I was trying to make it a point that that if a federal court could be open, you know what I'm saying, the municipal court should be open too, because it's more happening and there's more people dying from the hands of people doing drive-bys than it is from people breaking in buildings. So I want you, before I put everything in a nutshell, before Sergeant answer, I want to give you a chance to respond to that about the courts not being open and about how things like that and everything is racist in that event.
So I'll start with the first thing you said about saying that the riots were race related. I never said the riots, that the insurrection on the Capitol was race related. The people, the groups, the organizations that were part of the race, were part of the insurrection, are white supremacist groups, the Oath Keepers.
So that mean that it was racist. Like if you
that does not mean it's racist. No, it does not mean it's race related. It means that the Oath Keepers are a white supremacist group. That's what it means. That's exactly what it. I mean, I'm not going to try to make them see like what their intention was when they went there, but we know that the Oath Keepers is a white supremacist group, and that I can't remember what the other ones were. It was Oath Keepers. It was like the 3rd or the 5th% of whoever they are. It's a white supremacist group. So if you can go to their website and read what they say. They're listed in the FBI as a white supremacist group. I'm not making this up. This isn't. I'm not calling them.
I understand it,
so I didn't say it was a racist attack on the Capitol. I said it's an insurrection based on people who believe that Donald Trump won incorrectly.
But if you say Tucker Carlson lied about him saying about this dude is going to spread a racial narrative and things like that, right?
Tucker Carlson does spread a racial narrative.
No, but Tucker Carlson saying this dude was there to do that, right? He said this dude was planted in this thing to do that, right? So when you saying it's not political and racist, right? When everybody who's the Democrat, everybody who talked about January 6th said it was the white nationalists that went up in there and tried to do everything. Everybody else, even the police,
the Oath Keepers are white
names. So,
black. The Oath Keepers are white nationalists. Like that's not debated. There's no debate on that.
I didn't say that they wasn't. But when you say they broke up in here, they called me niggas and things like that, and there was no record of that, and all these people had on body cameras and shit like that. They called every other word right that somebody said right. These words.
No records, but they called me a nigga. Oh Lord Jesus, man! I grew up in the South. I was called nigga for the first time when I was like 8. I was called nigga again when I was 10. I was called nigga again when I was 12. But you know what this nigga did? I grew the fuck up. I grew a pair of balls. I manned up and went on with my life. Not some grown ass officer. Oh, somebody said that's a nigger. Oh, and then you good black folks. Yeah, they're racist. Donald Trump is a racist. All his supporters are racist. Let me tell you something, brother. I don't care. There's some people that are ashamed to say it, but the FBI already been to my house, and I don't give a rat's ass. I was there on the 6th. I saw it with my own eyes. Okay? Not what you saw sitting at home. But hold on, let's see. President Trump was supposed to speak at 11 o'clock. He didn't get up to speak till 12 noon. We didn't leave the eclipse till around 1:13, 1:30, maybe 1:20 something. How is it that at 9:33, your good old NPR, your good old news sources released at 9:33, Trump supporters laid siege to the Capitol? We were still waiting on the president to speak, brother. That's what I'm saying. Don't tell me what you heard. I'm telling you what I know and what I saw. With these eyes in my head. With these two eyes right here. I was there.
So, Sarge, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
There.
Sarge, let me ask you a question. Okay, I hear you. You were there. Do you think that you standing out there in the circle could see more than me sitting at home with a television?
I think that me standing out there in the circle allows me to see something that black folks have not understood in a lot of times.
But you're not going to answer my questions. But you're not going to answer my questions.
I'm answering your questions.
No,
You're gonna let
do
me
you
answer
think you-
your question the
do you
way I
think you
want to
can see
answer it,
more- do you
or
think
do
you
you
can
want
see-
me to answer
I'm gonna
the
let
way
you.
you
No.
want to?
Listen, I'm gonna let you go back to your to your monologue. I just wanted to know if you thought you could see more
If you're
than
gonna
me.
let me go back to it, learn something, brother. Shut the fuck
So-
up. Don't cut me off. I was getting to your point.
So
What
this,
I was able to see standing in that circle was reality. What you were able to see sitting at home on your ass
was them
what
busting in the
folks
window.
wanted you to believe and wanted you to see. See, that's what you understand.
Hey, I feel
Reality
you, bro.
and what I'm being told to believe.
Wait,
There's
hold
a
on.
difference,
Wait. Can I ask you one more question? You said NPR said that they were busting in the windows at 9:03. That's what you said, right?
9:33.
9:33.
Clip? I'll send it to you. I saw it. At 9:33, NPR said Trump supporters laid siege to the Capitol. We were still waiting on the president to talk, brother. Nobody was at the Capitol. Ask yourself this: out of all these lying-ass black officers,
wait, wait,
where's the video of all this?
Hey, Sarge, hold on.
Why is it that all the CCTV video is being held out of these hearings?
Okay, sir. So
come on, thinking man. Come on, thinking man. Be a thinking man for once. Think. Think.
Okay, so I'm going to go to your first inaccurate statement that you made. This is from AP News fact check that says that President Trump called followers to gather in a circle, demonstrate again. It says this is the part. Let's see. I'm just trying to find them. I just want the answer. I don't want to read all this information. I can confirm NPR is neither clairvoyant nor were we a part of conspiracy people who staged the events yesterday. But it doesn't say. Let's see. What the hell is he talking about? If social media had read the article before sharing the screenshot, they would have seen that the article was updated at 3:08 p.m. Okay, all right. So this is the answer, right? The article was written at 9:33, and at 3:08 p.m. they updated the article, and that's why the headline. If you had the original link, you could see 9:33.
Stop.
I just read what it said. Listen, I didn't. I'm not NPR.
Your mouth works, brother, but your ears don't. If we were still waiting to hear the president speak at goddammit noon, how in the fuck did they tell y'all at 9:33 that we did something that did not happen yet, fool? That's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
Listen, sir. What I'm telling you is that the article. Okay. So,
I don't give a shit what the article
why are you
says.
saying
I'm saying use your brain.
If he's not gonna let me talk, if he's not gonna let me listen. My brother is saying I'm emotional, but I'm being quiet and letting him talk. But whenever I listen, you want to know the answer to the question, I'll answer it to you. The answer was that the article was updated at 3:08. So people took screenshots of the article, and the original article about Trump supporters being out there was at 9:33. And the article was updated at 3:08 with the update about people going in the building. That's what it says. I'll put the link. I'll put the link in the chat.
You are.
Hey, I'll put the link over here. You can read it yourself.
I don't give a shit about a 3 o'clock update.
I'll put the link over there. He can read it
himself. How can they tell you something happened at 9:30 when it didn't happen?
So you
were still waiting to hear the president talk. Think, think, listen.
Adrian, I know, Adrian. Okay, I understand what you said.
Black. Listen. The reason why I don't just give me a second. I don't debate people because I don't think people are that bright, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think they're that bright. So you can say whatever you want. You can answer a question, but if I have an answer to the question, you just refuse to either accept it or I'm not making any shit up. I fucking
How is that an answer? How is that an answer, brother? How?
Adrian, I mean, Glib, can I answer right quick?
Black, can you click the link that's on the side of the page so he can see what it says?
Can I answer the question, right? Can I answer the question? What he's trying to say is what I always trying to say, man. You can't tell me about an article when I was there. You can't tell me. It's impossible for you to tell me. Fuck what you read. Well, this article told me this. You can't tell me what a fucking article said, and I was there. It's simple, man. That's what frustrates you. Keep on bringing up an article when motherfuckers was there on the spot here. We don't give a fuck about no article.
Hey, listen. Okay, I'll tell you what then.
Why?
So listen. Okay, if that's the case, well then history should be written from your perspective, from Sergeant Moe's perspective, from my perspective, and it should only be from my perspective because I only can describe what I saw. So if you're not going to accept no references,
you didn't see shit.
Do you know what history means? His story. My story is different from your story. The TV story is different from the story of a motherfucker that's actually there. It's his story, not our story, not your story. It's his story. So whatever he said about his story is his story. You can't tell him about his story. You just said it. It's his story. History.
He said, Black, that something happened at 9:33. There was an article with a screenshot. And all I said was, there was an article written at 9:33, right, on NPR, and the article was updated at 3:08 with the information that he said, right? Now, he can either say, I don't believe that. I don't accept that information. But if this is what NPR says, this is what AP
we're going to move on to a different
thing.
We're going to move on to a different topic. All right, we're going to move into a different
topic. I agree with Dion that it was probably mostly peaceful. The places where you weren't and where Sergeant Mo was and Black Rosebud was, they was busting in the windows and climbing the walls. Y'all just didn't see it because you weren't standing there.
I was there, ass clown. I have the footage on my phone.
Okay,
have you seen the video? Have you seen the video of the guy breaking the window and the Trump supporters actually saying, stop him? And they pull his ass down? I'm sure you haven't seen that one.
I didn't see that video. I didn't see that video. I saw
hey, did you see the video when motherfuckers say get off that scaffold and stop getting on that scaffold because that scaffold going to fall? It's dangerous. Bring your ass down from there. Y'all stupid for being up there. Everybody get the fuck away. Did you hear that one?
No, I didn't see that video.
Okay, well. My bad.
But
it was on the deleted scenes. It was on the deleted scenes.
What I can tell you is that there's probably 10,000 videos that was recorded that day, and I didn't see probably most of them.
You see damn near probably none of them.
There's a lot of shit I didn't see.
No.
One person, I got shit to do.
It was
what did you see?
Hey.
What did you see though?
They at a minimum, it was 500,000 people recording.
There wasn't 500,000 people there. That's a lot.
What?
There wasn't 500,000.
You must be stupid, boy. Man, were you there? Were you there? You want me to send you the videos and the pictures I took that I'm in?
You said it was 500,000 people
there? The same videos that when I posted on the Facebook said I'm spreading violence. But it's okay to show videos of niggas shooting up the neighborhood, black women fighting in Walmart. That's okay. But because I posted a picture of me standing there, I get 30 days of Facebook jail because I'm promoting violence. But I'm showing good black folks like you the reality of what actually happened.
Are you a professional? Are you a professional? Are you a professional counter of crowds? All right, this is my question to you. How did you come up with 500,000 then? Right? Because I can look up the answer right now and tell you what they estimated from people who are professional.
I estimated $1 million.
Maybe you're a professional estimator. So I asked, well, how did you come up with the number?
Because
man, this boy is
you can look at the pictures and tell about how many people just covered the city. If it was a 1 million man march and there was that many people there, and in a Barack Obama inauguration, shit like that, it was double that number.
I'm just saying, it's however many people. It doesn't matter how many people it was there. It really doesn't. I just asked the question: how'd you come up with the number? Because they got a different number online.
Okay. I'm gonna put like
I haven't seen 500,000. No, wait. Black.
I'm gonna give a low ball number. I'm gonna give a low ball number. Okay, I can give you that argument. I don't give you that argument. Wait. It was 100,000 people there. Let's say it was 100,000 people there, right? I don't give you a low ball number. Yeah. Let's say it was 100,000 people there, right? I'll give you a low ball number. Let's say 20,000 people were recording. They got the cameras of 100, maybe 200 people. And they left out the other, let's say, 100,000 people camera or 20,000 people, whatever number you want to say. They left all them cameras out and focused on the 100. So if you want to get a perspective of what was going on and what was told and what everybody was thinking, would you get the perspective of the people that the 500 people or the 100 people that went somewhere, or would you get the perspective of the people that didn't do nothing at all and combine what they heard and what the other people heard? See, what people always focus on, they focusing on these 500 people, these so-called 1,000 people, but they're not focused on these, okay, your words, these other 20,000 people that came to the thing. They're not focusing on them. They're not focused on what they heard, what they didn't do, what they didn't break into, how they went home, how they caught flags, how they was taking pictures, how they peaceful videos. They didn't concentrate on that. It's all about this shit. Anytime you can concentrate on this shit, you can forget about everything else. So what I'm saying is, why do you keep on concentrating on the small shit and you're not looking at the big picture? If you say it was 20,000 people there, that means 19,000 people didn't hear what the fuck Donald Trump said. Is that fact or fiction?
Man, listen, I don't know, right? Because I don't know how many people were there, right? And I'm not even trying to argue whether there was 500,000 there or a million. I didn't think there was 500,000 there, right? But when I said there wasn't 500,000 people there, both of y'all got incredulous. Like what? Like as if I said something that was totally out of line, that there wasn't 500,000 people there, which leads me to think that, well, maybe either I'm crazy for not thinking there's 500,000 people there, or you guys are crazy for thinking there's 500,000 people there, right? But when I look it up, nothing says 500,000. Some say 20, some say 30, some say 100, but none of them say 500. So when you guys get incredulous and he starts going crazy when I say there wasn't 500,000, it makes me say maybe I'm crazy or maybe you're crazy.
So you see what he was trying to say is, right, it goes back onto
he's just trying to say there was a lot, right? But don't say when I say there's 500,000 that y'all be like, oh, what you mean there's not 500,000? And then y'all create the argument about 500,000. I don't give a shit if it was 20,000, 100,000, a million. It doesn't matter. You guys were arguing it. I wasn't arguing it.
No, see, first of all, how the point came across, right, is because I was trying to make a point about the numbers. They didn't hear it. So I put a number out there. And then when you responded to the number, right, about it wasn't that many people out there, we responded to what you responded to, because like he said, it was an experience that he experienced, right, that you can tell him about how many people was there. Now, if you believe that it wasn't that many people there, that's your perception. But if he believed that, right, and his opinion is different from yours, how is you going to tell him his opinion is wrong? And he believed that he was there and it was more than that, right? That's his opinion. No matter if it's wrong or it's right, that's still his opinion. But when I put a number out there, right, you scoffed at the number. So I tried to lower the number down for you. I only done that to make a point. Nobody said no exact number because we wasn't concentrating on a number. I was concentrating on the crowd and the percentage of people that went up in the Capitol to the percentage of people that didn't do shit. That's the point I was trying to make.
I agree with you. You will never get an argument from me on that, because there's way more people standing outside than there are people busting through the windows. So you don't get you would never get an argument from me on that point. The same way I was the same way no black. Listen. The same way I wasn't arguing with him about whether it started at 9:08 or 3:08 or 9:33 or 3:08. What I said is that, well, there's an answer to his question of how was there an NPR story, and that the fact that the story was written at 9:33 about the Trump supporters being out there, and at 3:08 it was updated with what he said. That's what I said. Right?
Do you think that it should be more that's concentrated on the actual supposedly crime and why it happened, or the characteristics of the people that was there, right? Because if you listen to the testimony in the hearing yesterday, most of the testimony was about the characteristics of the people that was there and what they was yelling. They're not trying to get to the what the cause was and why they was there and things like that. Most of that was characterizing the people, and this is what these type of people are. These people are evil. These people are racist. These people who believe like this, they follow Donald Trump. Most of the trial was was filled with emotion. People crying, talking about what they experienced and things like that, and shit like that. That's understandable, right? But when you put on a show like that, right, and you have nothing to talk about the cause of the thing, and you're not trying to even get to the cause of the thing, you're just trying to play to the emotion of the crowd and the people to see it. That's not getting to the cause. That's trying to blame and get the sympathy and emotion of the people.
I'm gonna let Sergeant Mo go first, please.
Yeah, Black, I'm sorry, man. I'm for some reason it dropped and I couldn't link back in. To answer your question, I did hear you ask about my profession. Did I misinterpret what I was hearing? Because it was breaking up real bad.
No, I didn't ask about your profession. I'm sorry. No,
you didn't ask about that. Who, me? No, I asked when you first got on. I told him I was saying we was talking about the thing. I asked him on a experience level. Can you tell him what you used to do and that experience that you have with something of that nature about saying a police officer or something?
Oh yeah, I was an MP in the United States Marine Corps, and also I was a cop for 10 years in the great old city of New Orleans, Louisiana. And I was on the SWAT team, mounted patrol, and search and rescue. I also did a little bit of K9 with the guys. But being in law enforcement, man, there's no way in shit that I was standing there and, oh, they called me a nigger. Oh, I didn't know what to do. Come on, man. But then, like I started off when we started this cast, bro. They've learned to just how to control black people. Emotions. You throw nigger out there, oh Lord, it's the worst thing that ever happened. But any black song, even the brother that's on this podcast now, I make a statement about liberals having no damn brains. Immediately, fuck you, nigga. I'm a nigga. It's okay to use. But when the white people say it, oh, he said nigga. He said nigga. But we use it with each other all the time. But they've understood. Democrats have mastered the process of brainwashing black folks, because we can point to the white man and say, "Oh, he said a nigga." Man, in law enforcement, you get called all kind of stuff, and it does. Even if somebody did say that, why is he on TV crying like a punk ass? Because somebody said nigga. Did they stop paying him? Did he lose his job? Why? You got this clown politician, Democratic politician. Oh, he had to squeeze a tear out. Why? Because they've mastered it. You get black folks caught up in their emotions. Reality don't matter. And let me address this for the last time, bro. I'm not debating whether or not at 3:30, 3:08, whatever time you quoted, that they updated the 9:33 a.m. post on that day. But what I'm trying to get you to understand as a thinking man, let's take you for example, brother. We're talking right now, right? You and I, we're talking. Okay, you and Rosebud, we're on a podcast. Somewhere, somebody says, "Oh, I saw that brother rob so and so." Right now, it's 3:47 here in Denver. So at 3:47, they saw you rob somebody, but yet you're here talking on this podcast right now, right? But then they come back and say that, oh yeah, when he got off work, he robbed somebody. But you're at work right now on a podcast. But you get off work in another hour and a half. How can I release information on what you did before you could have even done it? That's what I'm trying to get you to see, brother. Maybe they updated it at 3:08. I don't care about that. But how is it that I'm able to see at around 1:15, 1:30? How did y'all report this at 9:33 a.m. when we were still gathered waiting to hear the president speak?
Was that a question? Was that a question?
No, that was a statement.
That's a question. You want me to answer? I can answer that question.
And I was just trying to, because you brought it up again. All I'm saying is, let's think. How can you tell me they did that when they weren't even in the place to do it yet? They were still at the eclipse waiting to hear the man that you said incited them to do it. We haven't even heard the man speak yet, but they tell y'all that weren't there because
sir. I'm sorry. I'm like, I can't move past this point until I say this, right? It says right here in the article. This Black, don't cut me off. Just let me read it.
I'm saying
you're not gonna let me read it. If you're not gonna let me say it, then fuck it. Then
go ahead. Let me read the article.
If social media users had read the article before sharing the screenshot, they would have seen the article was updated at 3:08. It did not say it at 9:33. It did not say it at 1 o'clock. It was updated at 3:08, and that's when it said it.
What is updated?
How could it update at 3:08 when I saw it at 11:15? The post from 9:30, fool.
Okay, so you read it. You read this.
Make no fucking sense. Do you have a brain? I saw it before 3 o'clock. So how did they update it at 3:08 when I saw it 3-4 hours before 3 o'clock even arrived?
I wish. So this is fact. So listen, this isn't me that fact checked this, right? This is fact check from the Associated
Man,
Press.
I don't give a shit.
No,
about no
wait.
fact checking, man.
Just let me finish.
Fact
Just,
checks
just,
don't mean
wait. Listen. Let me finish.
That don't mean shit. I fact
Let me
checked, man.
finish. Let me. Okay.
My
Okay.
dog
Listen,
took a
listen.
shit this morning. So
Okay.
what? What
Hey.
they got to do with anything?
Either,
Hey, bro,
listen, Black.
all the time.
Black. If you're not gonna accept, listen. You motherfuckers say Google it all the time. You say look it up all the time. But when I look it up and find the answer, you say I don't give a fuck what the answer is. Then why do you even ask? Just say whatever the
Because
fuck
when the
you think
narrative
it is.
is
That's what it
changed
is.
by the information giver, it turns it into bullshit.
Okay, so you don't trust the social. So wait.
Let me say something, bro.
Okay.
I posted something on Facebook.
So you don't.
It's
So you
official.
don't. Wait. Sergeant Mode. So you don't trust the Associated Press. You don't accept the Associated Press as a reference? Do you accept the Associated Press as a reference? If it's no, then it's no. Okay, then it's no. All right, then we'll find another one then. Because you know what? I can't move past this, right? You've gotten it to where I just can't move past it, so I gotta look it up.
You can't get moved past it because you don't have the brain capacity to comprehend what the fuck I'm saying. You would be stuck on stupid. Exactly where you are. How can I see something at 11 o'clock that was posted only an hour and a half, 2 hours before I saw it, and then you're gonna come back and say, well, at 3 o'clock, it was an update from 3 o'clock. I saw this with I have the screenshot in my phone, brother, with the time that the original article was written and the time I screenshot it at the top of my phone, and you telling me, oh no, that didn't happen till 4 hours after you saw it. It's two timestamps. The time I posted, the time I screenshotted it, and you no, that didn't happen 4 hours later.
No, Black. Hey, Black.
Ask you some question. I'm going to do that.
Can you share the screen, please? Can you share my screen, please?
Okay,
listen. Wait.
I got to ask a question before.
Can you share?
How you do it? I would answer the question first. Hey, let's answer the question. It takes 10 seconds. I'm going to answer the question. I'm going to do it. As soon as you answer the question, I promise you, right?
Yeah.
I just want to know, you said they updated at 3 o'clock. What did they have to update?
Exactly. My point exactly.
Okay. Listen. Okay. Now you gonna let me talk, or you gonna answer?
I asked the question. Right. What did they update?
I'll tell you. It says. Can you see this? This is the actual NPR article, right? Trump supporters stormed U.S. Capitol, clash of police, right? The original article, 9:33, right? Now I don't know what the original article said, right? I have no idea what the original article said. You know why I don't know what the original article said? Because it was updated at 3:08. So at 3:08 p.m., they wrote a new article. And in this new article, they talk about Trump's speech. They talk about the crowd marching down there. They talk about all the stuff that Sergeant Mode said that they updated. All right. Because this is the fucking truth, right? Now, you don't want to hear the truth. You want to say what you say. But you ask, and I'm telling you the answer. At 3:08, they updated this fucking article. Now, I don't know what the article said at 9:33, but at 3:08, they updated it. Now, if you don't care what it said at 3:08, then fuck it. Just go with what you want. But the article was fucking updated, and that's why it has more information in it that wasn't there at 9:33. Now, if Sergeant Moe read this at 1 o'clock, and he read this information, I don't know how the fuck he did, because it was updated at 3:08. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I can't speak for him. I don't know. I wasn't there, and I didn't have his phone. But at 9:33, the article was written, and at 3:08, it was updated to say this.
Okay, now can I answer this right before I hand it over to Sergeant, right? What I think Sergeant is trying to say is, right, if I have the article screenshot at this time right here, right, they updated the time. They didn't update the article. This is the same article with a different time. So they updated the time from 9:33, which was 11:33 on his time. You know what I'm saying? He took a screenshot and they updated it to 3 o'clock. They updated the article. They changed the time, not the article. It said nothing about them taking it back statements, editing anything out, retracting anything. It changed the time.
Do you know what the article said at 9:33?
He has a screenshot of it. When he's telling you that.
Wait. So if you don't know what the article said at 9:33 and it was updated, then how the hell can you say that it said this stuff that it says now? because what you're telling me is what it says now, but it was updated.
When you listen to what I'm saying, he said he has a screenshot of the same information that they took at 9:33, and it's the same information that they updated at 3 o'clock. So the information he said he had at 9:33 is the same information they updated at 3 o'clock. What part of that you don't understand?
Okay, tell him to show that, because that's not what he said, but tell him to show me that, and I believe it. If he shows me that, I'll be a Trump supporter tomorrow.
That's what he's been trying to say for the longest.
No, that's not what he said. That's not what he said. What he said was, I got a screenshot. I saw it. And then he changed it and said, no, I saw it. I had it at 1 o'clock. And I said, this isn't what's happening. He changed the story afterwards. But what the fact check says is that people took a screenshot of that thing. It said 9:33. And then they started sharing it on social media saying this is fake news. Look, it says 9:33. But if you don't scroll down, you don't see that it says update. You don't see it says update, and that's what I said, and that's what I showed you. Like, you don't have to accept it. You can say it's all bullshit and it's all made up. But the article at 3, it says it was updated at 3:08. If it was fake, they would have took it the fuck down. They wouldn't leave it here. What you're saying isn't true. What you're saying isn't correct. But you can believe it if you want to. I can't make you. I can't make you believe the truth, right? But if NPR created this fake news story, they would have deleted this shit so you didn't have it. And Teresa, he did not say that from the beginning. What he said in the beginning was he saw a screenshot, and I saw it, and I can see the screenshot that people could take. But what difference does that mean? The difference is
it's what you want.
Wait. I'm going to explain something to your audience real quick, right? Can I explain to your audience real quick? Just 10 seconds. You do understand that the news writes articles about things, and when they write articles about things, they update those articles throughout the day as things change. Like, for instance, child goes missing, and then they'll say update, child found. Now you would have to probably read all the way down to the bottom of the article to read the beginning stuff that said that the child was missing at such and such time, but at the top it'll just say child found, and the headline might say something different. So I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't have an argument for what you're trying to say, Teresa, but I just don't think you understand what I'm saying. And maybe and I don't think it's because I'm an idiot. Maybe it's just because I'm not able to express myself clearly enough that you can understand.
And maybe he didn't express himself good enough for you to understand, because I heard him clearly. Maybe you didn't hear him clearly what he was trying to say. He was trying to say that when the shit was on his phone, right, before the speech even happened, the shit went out. He said he was waiting on the speech to come out, and he had that article. He said Donald Trump haven't even spoke yet. And he was basing it on his time, because when he got the article, it was before Donald Trump even spoke. He recited that over and over again, but you didn't want to hear that. He went by his timeline. His timeline was he didn't hear Donald Trump. He didn't hear Donald Trump speak yet, but he already had the shit in his phone. So no matter what the
wait,
over and over again.
So black. He read this there, right? He read at 1 o'clock or not, whatever time it was, 11 something. After the speech, they pushed past barriers onto the Capitol grounds while yelling, "Who's Capitol? Our Capitol." You're saying that he read this before it happened, and he knew that it was going to happen because he read it, because NPR's Hannah Allen wrote this at 3:08, but you're saying he read this at 9:33.
What I'm telling you is the argument he made, right? The argument he made is he got the message, and when he got the message, Donald Trump haven't even spoke yet. He's repeated over.
So now, I just read, but black.
I didn't let you talk. I didn't cut you off, brother. I didn't cut you off.
But I asked the question, right? The question I asked is that what you're saying is that what the part that I just read about them describing them going down to the Capitol, he read it before it happened. That's what you're telling me.
Okay.
That's a question. You're telling me this is what you believe, that he read this article before it happened and he knew that this was going to happen.
That's something he's gonna have to explain. I'm just explaining what he said coming out of his mouth. Now, what he meant by it, you're gonna have to ask him by that, right? Because I can't defend what he said. All I know is he said, and if you look back on it, he said over and over again, he repeated himself. How can
Sergeant Mode is in the chat? He needs the link. I wanted. Oh wait, I can share it to him. I got it.
Okay.
I was like, how the hell can I share the link? But there you go. There you go, bro.
And that's all I'm saying, and he's going to repeat that. And maybe you heard it wrong because you wanted to hear it your way. And he repeated. He put his physical self in there. He said, "I was there. I didn't hear him talk. Right? I didn't hear him talk. And how could this happen? And I already had the screenshot." He repeated. He put the connections together. So when you keep on saying, "I'm going back to the article," it's frustrating to him because you keep on saying, he keep on telling you it's not about what the article said, it's about what I experienced. And you're trying to base an experience on something that's totally biased and totally written by someone's opinion. He doesn't have an opinion about what happened. He has a fact. So we're gonna
wait. So he was there. He saw what happened. This person was there. They saw what happened, but their opinion don't count. Or what they saw, only his.
What I'm telling you is his experience of what he saw, and when his time of getting the message and understanding Trump haven't even talked yet, and him screenshotting. I'm saying that is his experience. With somebody else's experience, that's totally something else. Everybody there was experiencing something different.
But the only thing that I said, Black, was that you can look at this article right now, and I can put the link inside the chat. So
what we're saying is, I understand. Look, and I totally, we get the point. I understand what you're saying. The article going to say, and we give you that. We're not going to say the article is wrong or anything. We give you all of that. All we're saying is we have a different experience of what the article says. Nothing against the article. We just had a different perception on what the truth is and on what happened. That's all the article argument is. You can say what you believe in the article, and he has the right to say what he experienced while he was there.
Hey, Sergeant Mo, where you at, bro? I see your background over there. Where you at?
That's all I'm asking.
He about to have some fun. Where you at, Sergeant? I need to go. My shit sitting right over here. I've been slacking, man. I need to go.
I
ain't got time for that.
I'm just saying, like everybody, that's what people don't want to go with. They don't want to go.
Wait, see, Black. This is the Brown Betty said articles don't count if it was a false flag event. So if you don't believe it's real, then there's nothing anybody can say that would make you think it was real. Like there's no argument you can have against the person who says, "Well, all this shit is fake." Well, all of it's fake, then there's no discussion. You just go on with yourself.
As far as it all being fake, right? She has a right to believe that because it's.
I didn't say she didn't. I just said that if you think it's fake, then there's no argument. I can't convince you that something's real that you think is fake.
You think Donald Trump racism is real, but you can't give no examples of it.
I've never said Donald Trump is racist. You've never. We talk about this all the time. I never say Donald Trump is racist because I you know how I feel about saying this. I can't prove Donald Trump is racist. I can say Donald Trump says something is racist if I hear it and think it's racist. Like the same way I said about Tucker Carlson, where I said I thought what he said was racist. But I can't make Donald Trump be racist. And I can't prove what's in his heart. And that's what they'll say. You don't know what's in my heart? You can't prove I'm racist. Well, then there you go.
Okay. Now, we was having a conversation.
Wait. We did have an argument one time about how Donald Trump does racist stuff. And I talked about the housing, right? And your argument against him not renting to poor Black people was that the law said he could do it, so it was okay. So I said it's okay. So that's an example of systemic racism. If what he's doing is racist and everyone knows it's racist, but he says, well, the law lets me do it, so I can do it. And that's an example. That's exactly what systemic racism is.
Okay. Last time we had a conversation on Simone Biles earlier, right? And we had a difference of opinion on should people feel sorry for it and things like that, right? You know what I'm saying? And I feel that as a black man, you know what I'm saying, the strongest Black women are not getting the support that they should be getting, you know what I'm saying, as far as them having achievements and things like that, right? And I gotta ask, do you believe that Simone's mind should have got a break because she getting no credit? She getting no credit for what she's doing, or she getting too much credit for what she's doing? What do you? We had a little a difference in opinion on that. What do you think about that?
Well, I think people are giving her a lot of leeway on her decision to drop out of the Olympics, to not compete, because in my opinion, I think that like if it were like a different athlete, say if it were LeBron James in the NBA Finals and he decided to step down because of whatever reason it was, right? If it wasn't an injury that said he couldn't run, everyone would say he should have been out there. So I guess I may look at sports differently, but we talked about her potential for injury and that kind of stuff. So if she's not able to mentally focus and perform well, she's obviously has a lot more personal risk for her health. So I kind of changed my argument about that after talking to you and talking to Cinnamon about that too.
So you feel like she should get more, because like women in that position have to go through more than men, because she's on an individual in the team and she has more riding on her shoulders, right? It's a lot she's been through mentally and things like that doesn't allow her, you know what I'm saying? And like I say, I think it's bigger than her just being an athlete and having responsibility. I'm thinking, like I said in the other video, I'm thinking she's getting pressured to become an activist, you know what I'm saying? Because right now she has the biggest voice in inside of the world. The lady with the hammer throwing and shit, she couldn't do it. So I'm figuring, you know, since she's been out of it and things like that, I'm figuring it's some kind of social pressure on it, because everything about this Olympics been kind of political and things like that. And why not throw her in and stuff like that? Because like I said, she has the biggest voice in this and she can spread the biggest word, you know. And I hear people saying that she should take it this way and shit like that, but it's not enough black women and not enough black organizations and black people period pushing their daughters to be successful as Dominique Dawes, because she took no excuses, you know what I'm saying? She's a strong black woman and she done everything she done, you know what I'm saying, to get to the position she in. Her answer is Serena Williams. So if that is not example of how America is getting better, and if you work hard, you can be anything you want to. Look at these black women; they're the most two strongest black women in a sport ever. I think that should be celebrated. We're not celebrating that enough.
I mean, I think she's getting a lot of credit, man. I mean, you search her, you search, go to Yahoo, you go to Google and search her name, you get all kinds of articles with people giving her props, giving her congratulations, saying that people shouldn't be so hard on her for, stepping down and dealing with her issue. You know what I'm saying? So I can agree, with you on this one, that she should be celebrated. We should be promoting her. But I don't think that the reason why she didn't perform is because she's being pushed to be an activist. I've never heard her say anything, saying along those lines as far as social justice like that. Not that that's a problem. I don't have a problem if she is doing that, right? I don't think that that's the reason why she didn't perform.
Your shit going? No, your shit ain't even working. Your shit not even. Your shit is. You got to come back on, Mo.
Sergeant Morgan made me pull out my shit. You know what I'm saying? He got me jealous. I want to pull my shit. He playing with guns. I don't got as many guns as you though. You got some. Is that your house? Is that your house? Is that your house? I want to pull my shit out. My shit. I ain't got as much as you, but I got stuff. I got a little heat over here. I got a little heat.
But hey, we had another thing about last thing, right? So we agree on that, right? We had another thing about
Hey, I want to say, hey, Sergeant Mode, man. I want to apologize to him for getting frustrated earlier, man. I really did mishear you if you didn't call me a nigga 5 times, because I was like, man, I'm tired of this motherfucker calling me a nigga, because I'm being very polite to him. So I apologize for calling you a nigga, getting frustrated, because that wasn't my intent.
Niggas get frustrated, like, oh boy, like, you know what I'm saying, get called a nigga, like you have to admit, like, some of that stuff inside of that Senate hearing yesterday was fucking racist, man. Like, you know what I'm saying, it was racist, like, you know, like, I mean, and the base the testimony and try to figure out, because like we had a disagreement. Like, I think that Chicago and New York and all these cities, and that's been babies being murdered and stuff like that, I think we need to have a fucking hearing on why these things are happening, because it's more people dying in these weekends, you know what I'm saying, in Chicago. I mean, it's like people can kind of guesstimate on how many people are going to die, and it's a fucked up thing. Why we not doing to investigate why these people are not being, that's in charge of these people, not doing things to arrest these people, to charge these people, to keep these streets safe? Why we not having a hearing on this type of shit? Now, I moving on for the future and helping families out, helping out the community, I think having stuff on why this shit is happening in our communities, it'd be a whole lot better, beneficial than things about what happened at the Capitol building, because things that happen at the Capitol building is not going to affect somebody next week. It's not going to affect somebody tomorrow. It's not going to help the next 6-year-old get shot. It's not going to help the next 13-year-old get shot. It's not going to help none of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
But Black, that's like anything, though, right? I mean, like, you know, they have hearings about all kinds of stuff, and someone can always say, but what about this other problem? I also think is important, right? So I think that kids being killed is important. That we try to protect people and protect kids. I don't like violence. I particularly don't like the gun violence, and I talk about it all the time. But what I also believe is that we can't say, well, you shouldn't talk about this problem because this other problem exists. Like, I think we could talk about both problems, and if someone wants to start another conversation about the gun violence, they probably should. And I don't think anything's stopping the Republicans from saying, hey, you know what? We want to start a symposium on gun violence in America, and I don't think anyone would say, no, you can't do it. But they're not doing that. All they're saying is, you shouldn't talk about that because there's all these other problems going on. Can you agree?
It's more focused on, like it's, they don't even bring it up, the murders and things like that. They don't even bring that shit up and on liberal TV and stuff like that. You only hear about that on conservative TV. And then when conservatives bring it up, they're racist. Why is they talking about that? You're not supposed to talk about that because you're not black and stuff like that. And it kind of take away from the topic, because now we can't have a debate about nothing, or now we can't help solve racism, because when one group want to talk about something, they automatically shut off because they don't understand, or you might be racist and stuff like that. Instead of, if they are racist, understand why they're racist, and maybe we can get a better understanding of how we can come together and not be live in harmony, but at least understand each other. But if you cut one group off of people and assume that all of them are racist and shit like that, you take away from the debate and what it's going to take to make this country heal. You can't do that.
But but how about this, right? Like instead of being an opposition force, they should present something that says, this is what we think we can do to stop the gun violence. This is actually on the table for these congressmen, these senators.
Hey, you with that liberal? Why is it gun violence? Why is it?
Wait. You brought up gun violence.
People getting assaulted, beat up with bats and chains and knives and stuff. It's not just gun; it's violence in America. Period.
I agree with you. What I'm saying is that there's nothing stopping the Republicans from coming forward with the plan. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing stopping them. Like, they actually
because they can't come with the plan, because guess what? They're not in charge of these. They're not the mayors. They're not the governors. They're not the legislators. They're all Democratic. Everybody in a high position is a Democrat in these cities.
How many senators are there that are Republican?
What we talk about in the cities that is happening in, man, you gotta vote these people in. The senator, there's all the senators and all that shit, all the lawmakers and all that shit.
How many? Okay. Black. Okay, we'll use Georgia then, because I know Georgia for a fact. We know Georgia has more.
Well, most of the killing that is Democrats.
You're not going to listen to me, or you're going to listen to me for a second. In Georgia, we know that in the state representation, there are more Republicans than there are Democrats. So they absolutely could create legislature against gun violence in Georgia. They could also do it in Texas. They could also do it in Florida, but they don't. Am I right or wrong on that?
You're wrong.
So they can't do it. So in Georgia, where there's a majority Republican, they cannot create laws in Georgia to help prevent gun violence or violence in general.
Some of these states got the toughest gun laws in the country. Is having the gun laws and enforcing them is two different things. Glib. It's two different things.
They have the power to make the laws
in place.
Wait.
Illinois and California have the toughest, but yet they have the highest murder and crime.
You're missing my point, right? You just said that in that they don't have the power to make the changes, and that where it's happening is in Democratic cities, right? And I said the Republicans should come up with the plan. They should come up with the laws that will help prevent these crimes, right? Whether they make the crimes punishable by longer sentences, whether they say you have to have so many police per thousands of people. There's lots of ways that the government, the federal government and the state government, can enforce laws to make it more safe. Now the Republicans, but wait.
Have you heard of Tim Scott? Tim Scott. Have you heard of Tim Scott? Who said the Republicans ever came with something? Have you heard of Tim Scott?
I've heard of Tim Scott.
Have you ever heard of his prison report that the Democrats shot down?
Here, let me look it up. I don't know Tim Scott's bill that he.
You don't even know who Tim Scott is. Come on, man, that's sad. You're not informed.
Okay, wait. That's Sergeant Mo. Wait. Black. Sergeant Mo, I've been complimenting you, dog, and I've been very polite to you, man. Now you ain't got to insult me, man. I know who Tim Scott is, dog. I know.
You just said I don't know.
I don't know Tim Scott's law that he presented to the Senate. That's what I don't know. Do you know it? Because if you know it, then tell me about it. But I don't know. Tim
actually,
Scott's
I did. His police reform that
you
good old black folks and Democrats was crying for. But then a black senator from the good old state of South Carolina, where there's all these good racist white folks at, but they have a black senator. Oh, he's a Republican. So I guess he's a Uncle Tom, as y'all like to say. But he actually presented this on the floor, and they decided, oh no, we don't want to talk about it. But in the media, they keep telling you good black folks, we need police reform, we need it. But a black senator, because he was a Republican, that actually wrote a bill, brought it to the floor of the Senate, and the Democrats rejected it. But they say Republicans.
Wait. Okay, wait. Hold on one second. The Democrats rejected it.
Yes, they did. Look it up.
They didn't. So the Democrats filibustered it.
Did they?
Cory Booker and Camilla Harris done it.
I'm asking. Yeah. Is that's what they did? They filibustered it. Okay.
Yeah. See how it was okay for Democrats to filibuster everything before Joe Biden got in office. Now all of a sudden we got to get rid of the filibuster. Oh, because then you'll actually keep a two-party government. And just instead of a one-party government, which is what your good old Democratic Party is trying to do.
What do you mean?
You're talking about laws, brother. The biggest thing right now is what? You got all these Democratic lawmakers from.
Okay. Wait. I found out why they're opposition to it. And the reason why I got more interested in it, right? Because it has the lynching bill that the Republicans are against. The Republicans have been against this lynching bill for fucking 100 years or however many years they've been trying to get through. Everyone hates this fucking lynching bill for some reason. I have no idea why. He has it inside of this bill that he has forward, but they have opposition to it because in the Democrats.
It's the pressure. They're talking about the pressure that is going, the amount of pressure that it takes to stop a motherfucking neck. They didn't agree with it. Something so simple.
What are you talking about? That's not what it is. The opposition to it was that in their crime reform bill, they had opposition. It was more protections from citizens against police, like took away some of the protections that the police have. And in his bill, his bill doesn't have those protections that they have in this.
So the same Democratic Party that's hollering "fuck the police," defund the police, actually give a shit about the protections of the police. Man,
no, not the protection. No, listen, listen. That not the protections of the police. The protections that the police have when they brutalize somebody and that they can't be charged. That's the protections that Tim Scott didn't address in his bill. So
why didn't they address it and just add it to the bill as opposed to throwing the whole fucking bill away? See, I have a 7-month-old kid.
I could keep reading.
When I get through bathing my daughter, I don't throw her out with the bath water.
I could keep reading to find out exactly more details about it, but I just gave a quick highlight about what it says right here about why the Democrats. No, wait, because the Democrats have a very similar bill. That's why I'm like, I didn't understand why the Democrats were rejected because they have a very similar crime bill. So
that dumbass George Floyd bill. Come on,
Adrian. Now can I ask you a question, Adrian?
Yes.
You asked me, name something that the Republicans done or a bill that the Republicans presented, right? That's the better the community, right? Was that the better community and help gang violence, all that stuff? Was that the help?
I'm not sure if this was actually going to do that, but
what it was going to do, funding more training, different training, things like that, whatever. It was like 80% of what the Democrats wanted in their police reform. Do you mean to tell me this wasn't supposed to protect the community? That's what you're telling me? Right? You asked me to give you son. I gave you son. So
you haven't heard me argue. What I said was that in these local governments, right?
No, we weren't talking about this is federal. Are we going to agree or not? Are we going to agree or not?
That Tim Scott presented a bill. Yes, Tim Scott presented a bill.
Okay, so what you said about Republican was wrong then, right?
Yes. If I said that Republicans never presented a bill, then yes, you're right. Tim Scott presented one, so there's one.
Okay.
So why didn't you know about it, brother?
Huh?
Why did you know about it?
Why do I know about it, or why do I not know about it?
Why did you not up until now?
I didn't know the details of it. Now I do. I just read about it.
You didn't know anything about the bill.
No, I knew the bill existed. I didn't know the details of the bill. That's why I just read it.
So you knew the bill existed before we got on this subject, but yet you still led off by saying
me and Black have talked about this. We've talked about this several times, but obviously the details is the reason why it didn't go through. So I didn't know this. So listen, we could talk out our ass. We could talk out our ass and just make it up. I'd rather not. Right. So if someone says, well, why didn't this bill go through? We can just say, well, the Democrats are bad. Or we can actually read what the damn thing says and what the people said about it. Okay. But you guys also haven't explained what's in this bill. You just said it's a crime bill, and it is a crime bill. I mean, in general, it is a crime bill.
The point for me is to not keep beating the dead horse. Talking about what's in the bill doesn't matter when folks like you don't even know that the bill was.
If it don't matter what's in the bill, then it don't matter what's in the bill. Why are we even talking about it?
Can I finish the fucking statement? The statement was, again, son, it doesn't matter what's in the bill if people don't know there is a bill. Thank you for letting me finish the damn statement. That's my point. It doesn't matter what's in it if people don't know that there was even a bill presented. And like good Black folks like you don't know that this stuff is being done, which leads me back to what I've been saying this whole dialogue,
Sir. I never listen. Wait. I never discredit you. I don't say anything disparaging about you, dog. I never say you're not smart. I never say you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. None of that stuff. All I do is if you say something, I state the fact, or I say you're right. Right. So you don't have to call me a name. You don't have to disparage me. You don't gotta say I don't know nothing. I watch the news as much as you do. I know as much as you, and if I don't know, I look it up, man. Just don't get chill with
me. Again, man. How old are you, brother?
I'm older than you. Let's go.
No. I think when he say you don't know nothing, it's not a disparaging thing.
I know what words mean. If someone say you don't know nothing, it's not to be a compliment.
You don't even know what the word nigga means, and you've been throwing it out the whole conversation.
Listen,
so I know what
all right,
words
thank you, sir. I appreciate. Okay, listen.
Dude,
go ahead, dog. Go ahead. You got it.
I was trying to say, since you are so ass been out of shape, but heard about it like most liberals. What I was saying was, if people don't know, again, let me finish the statement. If people don't know that there was a bill presented, and the same news media that's not telling them that, oh yeah, the Republicans, Tim Scott, a Black Republican, actually presented a bill, and it's going on. As a thinking man, it should make you think, why is it that where I get my news information from, they only give me slighted information? That's why I keep going back to as a thinking man. Because when the orange man was the president, oh, the government don't give a shit about Black folks. They don't care nothing about us. Now you got a true live racist in there, and you think the government cares about you. All I'm saying is, think about it. Check your source. If I have two brothers, and one brother, every time I talk to this brother, he's giving me lies, he's feeding me BS. Every time I turn around, we're into it with a family down the street because of this brother and his lying and conniving ways and the stuff that he does. If every time I'm talking to this brother, it's always some BS, it should make me think about what's going on with that brother in every situation. But with good Black folks, it don't matter how many lies CNN tell us. CNN said it because it's the Coon and Nigger Network. CNN said it. CNN said it.
Now let me kind of give you his point of view, because I talked to him a lot. His point of view is he doesn't believe in none of this shit, right? And he don't believe in what Joe Biden say. He don't believe in what Donald Trump say, right? But when we have our conversations offline, is like, if you don't believe in neither one of them saying, a lot of people say that, why do you take one of them side? Why do you offend Donald Trump and you defend Joe Biden? You know what I'm saying? If you don't give a fuck about neither one of them and both of them racist and all of them the same and shit like that, why you get offensive? You know what I'm saying? When I say something about Joe Biden. And what I'm saying is, if you don't give a fuck and you straight down the middle, right? You have to call out the bullshit. Shit on both sides. You got to call out shit on one side, just like you call out the bullshit on the other side. You can't be like, okay, I'm fair and I'm up the middle, but you only calling out one party bullshit.
Man, that's the liberal out. It's always
wait.
the same
Hey,
way with
listen.
almost all of
Hey,
them.
listen. Okay, first I'll ask you a quick question. Have you heard me at any point in time during this almost 2 hours we've been on here defend anything that Joe Biden has done or the Democrats have done? Have you heard me defend anything they've done?
I'm not talking about on here. When I'm talking about,
I was just asking. I was just making sure that I hadn't. I'm going to read you something, right? I'm going to see if you agree with it. This is called the George Floyd Walter Scott Notification Act. The section may be cited as the George Floyd Walter Scott Notification Act, National Use of Force Data Collection. Section 501 of Title I of the Ominous Crime Control and Street Safe Act is amended by adding at the end of the following, and it goes on the list how the police can use force. Now, would you, without me giving you any more details, would you want to know more about this or would you disagree with it?
you talking to me?
Either one of you. This is the George Walter Scott Notification Act. Would you disagree with it on its face, or would you want to know more about it?
Me personally, I would like to know more about it because I want to dispute it. If somebody bring it up in an argument, I would like to know what the fuck they're talking about. Me personally.
Likewise.
So would you like to know?
Because I know it's gonna be some bullshit. I'm gonna laugh about it, make a skit about it, or if it's an argument, I'm gonna bring it up.
So this is actually Tim Scott's fucking bill, right? I was just reading through it. It's actually kind of interesting. I don't know why the Democrats opposed it from what I just skimmed through real quick. But I would like for them to explain it better, right? So I would ask that question of them, right? I say, well, why won't you guys work with them? Why won't they work together? Because I know that the Democrats have a very similar bill with very similar language, and they're against it, right? The Republicans are against it. So if the Democrats have a bill that says the same thing as the Republican bill, then why are they both fighting against each other? Other than neither one of them wants progress to happen for the other side, which is a waste of time and bullshit.
Hey, can I have 2 minutes? I want to show you something. I want to show you something, right? I want to show you something. Right? I want to show you something. Can you hear that? You can't hear that. Oh, here we go. There we go.
Another. We wouldn't be here if it were not, as Senator Perdue alluded to, the death of yet another African-American man, George Floyd. His murder is why the country has given us the opportunity to lead. Hey,
Glib, now did he said the murder, right? Now, would you agree with that? He didn't say the accident. He didn't say the suicide. He didn't say he said the murder of a black man. This is a black man, Republican, talking for another black man. Do you agree with that or not?
Yeah, I heard him say that. Yeah.
Okay.
And my friends on the other side just said no. Not no to the legislation. They just said no. You see, this process is not broken because of the legislation. This is a broken process beyond that one piece of legislation. It's one of the reasons why communities of color, young Americans of all colors, are losing faith in the institutions of authority and power.
Now, I'm going to ask you, can you agree with this, right? The Congress not coming together, especially a black man that's supposed to be a Republican, and people who shot it down, he gave them most of what they want. And you agree, you don't understand why they shut it down, right? 2 black senators on the other side shut it down for the black people they're supposed to be helping. Is he wrong or is he right for that?
Is he wrong or right for what? For
he said
trying to do it?
We say it's not about the legislation. It's about protecting these black kids. It's bigger than that legislation. It's about moving and helping what we said we're going to do for these black kids. Or is he wrong or is he right?
Well, no, I mean, I agree with what he's saying. Like, I think they should be working. So I agree that they should be working together to come up with a better solution, right? Like, they both have a bill. Their bills are very similar. It's foolish and childish of me that these people can't come together and make one bill and agree. That's the reason why I say, like, we should not be voting along the party lines. We should be throwing these people out of office. No one should vote for the person who's incumbent if this happens. You should say, wait. Black. Wait, just let me finish for a second, right? we vote along the party line every single time, right? We vote the party line every single time, right?
That's not the point.
Wait. Just hear what I'm saying. Just hear what I'm saying for a second, right? If the Congress cannot vote and they cannot do anything, then everyone should vote against the incumbent because that person obviously isn't working. And until those people realize that they're going to lose their job, they're not going to just vote for their own interest. Right now, they're voting because we're all in our cliques. The Democrats have huddled together and the Republicans have huddled together, and they said we're not going to vote for the other side no matter what they want to do. And that's not how it's supposed to work. So there is no debate, there is no discussion, there is no coming together. So wait. So unless the people use their power by voting people out of power who refuse to vote for things that make sense, like how every Republican voted against the COVID Relief Act when they were for the COVID Relief Act in December, and then they were against it in January.
Hey, Glib. Okay, we understand that, right? And that's not what we're talking about, right? The point of this I'm trying to make is we were talking about police reform.
But the point you're making is that it's the Democrats' fault. I know. The point you're making is it's the Democrats' fault. I know.
No. I'm asking you. If this bill didn't get passed and it was to protect the neighborhood and things like that, and the Democrats didn't want to pass it, right? I'm asking you to tell me where Tim Scott lied or do some bullshit or say anything about why this bill wasn't passed. I'm not asking you about the legislation. I'm asking you why this bill wasn't passed. And this is what we get into. If you're going to talk about voting people out of office and all that shit, we understand that. We're talking about why this bill didn't get passed, and he's talking about why it didn't get passed. I want you to stop me when he says something wrong. Hold on. Let me get the plan again.
Black, I've already told you that I agree with what he's saying. Like, you don't have to keep playing it. I agree with what he's saying. I read through the bill. I don't have an opposition to the bill. So I said,
I'm not talking about it. Look, you're going back on the bill again.
I don't understand what you want me to say. Like, I'm not against what he's saying.
Democrats stop the bill. Can we get on why the Democrats stop the bill? Can you give me that before we move on?
I just answered that question. If you weren't listening to me, I just said the Democrats are just against the Republicans the same way the Republicans are just against the Democrats. That's what I said. I'll say it again. The Republicans are against the Democrats as the Democrats are against the Republicans. And I'm
going back to this. We're not talking about who against who. We're talking about bills to save black people from dying. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about who against who.
Okay, wait.
We can't pass a bill for black people dying.
Black. The Democrats have the exact same bill and it can't get passed. They have the exact same bill, but it can't get passed. Why? Do the Republicans only care about black people when it comes to the Republican bill? Because the Democrats have the exact same bill that they can't get through.
No, they don't.
Okay, then never mind it. They don't.
They don't.
They have the exact same bill, bro.
They don't have the exact. It's 20%. It's 20.
You just said they got the exact same bill.
80% of it is the exact same. They gave them 80% if they won't. That's why I told you to read the chokehold. It was a discrepancy on how much pressure you can put on the chokehold. And they said, well, we want this amount of pressure. And they said, we want this amount of pressure. And they're like, how can you judge that amount of pressure? It was details in the bill that small that they didn't pass this bill to save black people. You talking about who don't like who and who don't like who. I'm asking you what they're doing for the people they're supposed to be protecting.
So what you want me to say is that the Democrats won't pass the Republican bill. And
what I want you to say is why
Listen, Black. The Democrats will not pass the Republican bill, and the Republicans will not pass.
I'm not asking you that question because the things that's happening is not happening. Republicans.
Hey, Black. I'm stupid. So just ask the question very plainly, so that way I can answer your question directly with one word. Because I don't understand. I don't understand the question you're asking at this point. So just say it very plainly, so I can answer you.
Okay, we're gonna move on. If you don't understand, we're just gonna move on to the
next.
Just
ask the question because it sounds like you're asking me about why the bill can't get passed. But it sounds like you want me to say the Democrats are against black people, but they're against them. If the Democrats are against them, so are the Republicans, because they both have dueling crime bills.
I never said that, and you never get me to say that, right? The point I was trying to get you to make, the point I was trying to get you to see is if Tim Scott blamed the Democrats on why he didn't Why the bill didn't get passed? Because he's a Republican. He's supposed to be the token nigga. They already called him a token nigga. You know what I'm saying? And all that stuff. It was built out of racism and all that old shit, right? And I want you to listen to the interview because he was going to get more into race, right? And I want you to tell me, when was he lying?
I told you I agree with what he's saying. Like, I don't have.
So if you agree with what he's saying, that means the Democrats are being racist towards this black man, and they don't give a fuck about black people because they want to make sure that this black man don't get no credit or don't look.
That's a huge leap. That's a huge leap.
How?
Because the Republicans.
That's what he said. If you agree with what he said,
listen, wait, Black, you're not listening to me. I said the Republicans. Listen, just give me 10 seconds without cutting me off. The Republicans are doing the exact same thing.
I'm not asking you what the Republicans are doing.
You got it. Never mind.
I'm telling you what the Democrats defend that. Defend what the Democrats have done by not passing with the Republicans. You keep on switching around. Well, the Republicans, they ain't done that. I'm talking about this specific bill. This one. Not the one the Democrats had. Not the one 10 years ago. This one.
All right, so if you let me answer, I've answered that fucking statement 13 times probably already now. Just Black, stop cutting me off, man. That the Democrats are opposing this bill, and they probably shouldn't, right? They have a very similar bill, right? And they can very easily make modifications to the bill, or they can change their own bill. But they don't want to give the Republicans anything the same way the Republicans don't want to give the Democrats.
We were always going back there the same way. We're not going with the same way. We're talking about this.
So all you want me to say? So what you want me to say is that the Democrats are racist because they won't pass the bill. Got it. The Democrats are racist.
Okay. Give me a bill that I can agree on that the Republicans didn't want to go through, and I will agree with you. Give me that. I'll tell you how we do this. Give me a bill that the Republicans that didn't want to pass and they voted to not pass it. Give me a bill. About racism,
I don't have no bills. The Republicans have no issues at all. They are
give me a bill.
They have nothing.
Democrats
are the party of the people.
The Democrats passed to the Senate, right? That the Senate can say, okay, this right here bill is to help black folks, and the Republicans voted it down. I'm waiting for it. I'll wait. Google it.
Okay, we can start with the COVID Relief Act that all the Republicans were for until Joe Biden was inaugurated, and then they all became against it. So they were all for it in December. Even Donald Trump said, "You guys are fucking stupid."
Even Donald Trump actually say that. Why were they not for it again?
Wait.
Did Joe Biden added to it, clown?
Before,
man.
Never mind.
It ain't the same. So we're gonna vote on the same thing again. They put all these earmarks in the bill for all this unnecessary spending and shit, and then they label it COVID relief. And then emotional folks, again, as usual, feel like, oh, they don't care about us because they didn't pass the COVID relief. And most of that spending has nothing to do with COVID relief. Do you know that they were sending over $6 million to India for people to have sex changes in the COVID relief bill? The fuck that got to do with, why am I as an American taxpayer paying for all this transgender operation and all this other shit in other countries when you got United States fucking veterans that fought for this country that are homeless right now? Why are we not helping them? Huh? But yet we the good old Democratic way, spend.
Hey, can I say something? Because I'm not even going to look up your thing about the COVID relief bill in Pakistan and gender and all that shit. I'm not going to look it up. I'm going to accept it as true. This is what I do know as a fact. I know this is a fact. There was an article I just read it just yesterday that in a county in Michigan, Shaker something county, the city council voted to give themselves bonuses off of this COVID relief bill that they all voted against and that everyone is against. But somehow this COVID relief bill gets passed, and these same people who are against it said, well, since the COVID relief bill was passed, let's enrich ourselves. Let's give ourselves bonuses, up to $25,000 in bonuses. So the people who are talking about go out and get it for yourself, well, these people are actually fucking stealing. Now, I mean, Virginia McCabe can say I'm an idiot, but you can actually Google it and look it up, and you can actually find it if you look up the Michigan county where the city council rewarded themselves with COVID relief funds that the Republicans voted against, but when they got the money, they decided, hey, you know what we should do with that money? We should give ourselves bonuses.
Who decided that?
This is Republicans. This is a Republican county in Michigan.
Okay, can
Republican County
I tell you what a Democrat done?
I'll put the link. I'll put the link in the chat.
Can I tell you what a Democrat done before Sergeant get you? Can I tell you what a Democrat done before Sergeant? Huh? Okay. We have a Senator Starwell, right, that used campaign money to rent out over $200,000 worth of motel, get back massages, champagne, hamburgers, steaks, rental cars, all of that off of campaign money. But guess what? He's not getting investigated because he's a Democrat. So if we're going to talk about somebody stealing money and using it for the wrong purposes and things like that, we have to look at all of it. Don't try to single a group out when you have another group that's doing the exact same thing.
Okay. So I was speaking directly and specifically to Sergeant Mo talking about the COVID relief bill and money going to Pakistan, of which I'm not going to look it up to find the answer. What I did say was that, okay, so maybe I don't know if what you said happened, but what I do know did happen is that these Republicans decided, well, we're against the COVID relief bill, but since the COVID relief bill got passed, we will enrich ourselves. These people who you say, Sergeant Mo, are against handouts and free money for people, but decided like the homeless veterans that you talked about, they could have taken that money. You know what they could have did with that money, sir? They could have used that money for the homeless veterans. But you know what they could do with that money? Hey, don't cut me off. Let me finish. They use that money to enrich themselves. The Republicans.
It's amazing how you don't want to be cut off, but every time another motherfucker start talking, you cut them off. It's a that must be a liberal trait that they give y'all in liberal academy.
What I'm saying is, look, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying is, right? This is what I'm saying, right? This is what I'm saying. If we're talking about people stealing money and creating money and spending shit, right? Let's talk about how Joe Biden took the same relief that you're talking about money and expanding a government by hiring different motherfuckers in the government. Such and such IRS. You got COVID and gun stuff. You taking money out of the COVID relief to pay for guns and pay for police and things that got nothing to do with COVID. So you expanding government. You taking money out of COVID and expanding government on motherfuckers that's liberal and it's gonna spread your message. Oh, we got motherfuckers knocking on doors and all that shit. You took the money out of something that people didn't donate it for, that you didn't even explain that was in this fucking package, and created some shit later on and said we're gonna spend the money on this. They got money, they can put it anywhere they fucking want to and say it's relief.
And actually, that's why they haven't come to an agreement on this current bill, because actually, matter of fact, it was Senator Tim Scott that did an interview last week. They actually, the Democratic, these fools in the Democratic Party actually went into session trying to pass a bill that goddamn it haven't even been written yet. So, hey, Republicans, y'all just vote on this. We're not gonna tell you what's in it. We just like that bullshit ass Obamacare. Nobody, you can't know what it is until we pass it. And good old Negroes that's tap dancing. Yeah, the government trying to help us. They're gonna give us something. Crazy, man. Why would you support and pass a bill when you don't even know what the hell you voting on? That's why the Republicans haven't passed it, haven't worked with them on anything. They haven't brought anything to the table to actually debate. You can't debate a bill if the bill ain't even been fucking written yet, clown.
And you can't debate a bill if you leave the motherfucking state talking about you running and you fighting for civil rights, so you flee the motherfucking state and go to Washington, D.C. and ask for care packages.
Exactly. Taxpayer, but they still get paid by the state of Texas. But them good old Democratic leaders, they in Washington, D.C. for a photo op being used as puppets by a good old girl. I'm the president of the United States. Is it snap time yet? He don't even know what time of day it is.
Okay.
But they pat him on the back. You the good old civil rights activists of the old time. Yeah, they fighting against the man. These folks don't give a rat's ass about
last question before you get up out here, right? Okay, last question before you get up out of here. Now, Glib, I want now. You believe that me and Sergeant Mo, we support people that are racist? You know what I'm saying? Because if you believe that Trump supporters are racist and things like that, right? You believe you support that? You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So I'm just asking.
Can I stop you real quick? Before you create this false premise, right? Okay. I don't believe that Trump supporters are racist. I believe that there are racist Trump supporters. That's two different fucking things.
Okay. Okay. So you tell me, but okay. Okay, what I'm gonna say is, okay.
Hey, wait. Listen. I can't talk to y'all. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm stupid.
Why
Let me talk for a second. Right? Because I just listen to y'all talk, right? I'm just sitting there quietly listening, not saying nothing, right? If you say I think, never mind, dog. If I say you're a fucking idiot, this is what you are, dog. If I say you Black Rosebud, I say Trump supporters are racist. I said no, there are racist Trump supporters. That's two different things, right? I'm not saying all Trump supporters are racist. I said there are racist Trump supporters. Those are two different things. If you can't understand it, it's your fucking fault. You can't understand.
No, fool. If you can't understand it, you're a fucking idiot. Because if all I'm saying is, oh, there's some Trump. There's some Biden supporters. I'm inferring that Biden supporters are racist.
Hey, Glib. This is what I
can't listen to this stupid motherfucker no more, man.
Glib, this is the point
no more. I can't listen to this stupid motherfucker no more.
Okay, well, listen
to what I said. He's a stupid motherfucker. I can't listen to this stupid motherfucker no more. I cannot listen.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Listen, I'm quietly talking and I'm quietly listening.
Okay, I heard what you said.
Listen to this stupid motherfucker no more.
Can I respond? Right? When you say that it's Trump supporters that are racist, you have Joseph Biden supporters that are racist. You have racists in every fashion.
Correct. You're not going to hear me argue that, right? But the stupid motherfucker is going to argue against the exact fact that you just said. I'm not saying there's not racist Democrats.
But you don't point it out.
I'm not talking about racism. You are. You guys are the ones that keep bringing it. I haven't said racism one time today.
Tucker Carlson was racist, and he blowing a dog whistle. That's what the whole video was about.
Exactly, dumbass. You said it.
The whole thing was about racism. What are you talking about?
Typical fucking dumbass liberal. Backtrack. Oh shit, I'm caught. Oh, I didn't say that. The whole first 20 minutes of this podcast, all you hollering about racist. Oh, Tucker Carlson said this, and he added this, and he's throwing racist dog whistles. I said nothing about racism.
You done played it. You know what I'm saying? Now it's not about racism. You made it about race. The whole thing started.
I didn't make the whole thing about race. I did not make the
whole topic of the thing was about racism. So you saying all admit it's not about racism? We brought it up. That was the whole thing. We played your video.
You're the one that wants to talk about fucking racism. I didn't bring up racism. It's your fucking topic. You say you want to talk about racism. We talk about racism. We talk about racism, right?
Before you end the podcast,
I'm not sitting here. You can't ask no fucking questions. You can't ask no fucking questions. You can't ask no fucking questions. You can ask no fucking questions. You're a fucking idiot. You can ask no fucking questions.
Do you support Joe Biden?
You're a fucking idiot. You can't ask no fucking questions.
Do you support Joe Biden?
You can ask no fucking questions.
Joe Biden? Yes or no? I can't be an idiot if I'm owning my own motherfucking business. Can't be an idiot flying my own plane. Can't be that big of a fucking idiot. I'm not waiting on the government handout like you good colored folks. I made my money, son. I bust my ass, son.
I'm happy for you, dog. That's good.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Listen, what do you think
I
I'm
can't be
doing?
a fucking idiot, though.
What do you think I'm doing?
I can't be an idiot.
What do you think I'm doing? What do you think I'm doing?
I can't be an idiot if I've done all that.
What do you think I'm doing? What do you think I'm doing? What do you think
I'm not trying to assume. I asked you a question.
So you don't have to assume. You don't have to assume. You've already made it up. You made it up, right? You made it up.
What are you doing? I asked you a question. Do you support Joe Biden?
I told you I'm not answering no more of your dumbass questions because I said so they made complete sense. And you said it was stupid. So fuck you. Fuck you. How about that? Fuck you. You think you about the last motherfucking
You deflect. You deflect. That's all
I'm not deflecting shit. You's a dumbass nigga. You's a dumbass nigga. That's what you are. You's a dumbass nigga. I'm arguing with a dumbass nigga that don't understand what the fuck I'm talking about. And it don't matter if you don't understand what I'm talking about. It don't matter if you don't understand what I'm talking about. It don't understand if you don't matter what the fuck I'm talking about. You're a dumbass motherfucker anyway.
But the Democrats
get you. I'll tell you what. You didn't get the last motherfucking gun, nigga. I'll tell you that shit. You didn't get the last motherfucking gun. Fuck that shit, nigga.
They trying to help you good.
Fuck this stupid ass motherfucker. Fuck this stupid ass motherfucker, yo.
When I say,
nigga, yeah, I'm gonna use the nigga word now. I'm a nigga every time you say something. Mute
Yep.
yourself,
Exactly.
nigga.
Exactly. You stupid ass
You
motherfucker.
feel better now? Because I'm using
Exactly.
your term. I'm stupid in your language, nigga.
Exactly. You stupid ass
Nigga,
motherfucker. You're right. Exactly.
AER, whatever one y'all use.
Exactly.
Hey, wait, hey, sorry, let me talk to Glib real quick. Like, Glib, the reason why I had this conversation, I told you I had this conversation, right? Because without me saying anything, right? I wanted to express how liberals think, right? And I'm not saying
you can't express how liberals think.
I'm not saying you're liberal.
You can't listen, black. I can't discuss it with you, right? Because if I say something that makes complete sense, 100% sense, right? And you don't understand it, then you just don't understand. I don't have a discussion for you, dog. I don't have a discussion.
You saying something that makes sense is like the fucking sun being sitting on my lap right now. It won't happen, bro.
Exactly.
I got you. That makes sense all day.
I got you.
Glib, what I'm trying to say is, right, just like him, I argue with you with facts. I didn't argue with you with assumptions. Like when he was saying about the timing and the things like that, right? And you go back to,
and I read a fact that you didn't accept. So you don't care about facts. You only care about your opinion.
How many times you gonna cut me off? I'll let you talk. Every time you talk, I let you talk.
For 5 minutes, I let this nigga insult me, and I'm tired of this nigga insulting me.
He's not talking. I'm talking.
I don't give a fuck him, man. Yo, fuck that shit, dog. That shit's fucked up, man.
I'm mad y'all assaulted each other.
That's just fucked up because I was very quietly listening to this motherfucker talk.
Y'all assaulted each other. Y'all assaulted each other.
Right? The nigga don't make sense. He don't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I let him talk. I let him talk. That's what he's saying. And when I present the facts, you guys just refuse the facts and then you say, well, this is my opinion. So you don't care about the facts. So don't say Google it. Don't say this is a fact. It's not a fact.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, right?
Go ahead, Bob.
I didn't cut you out, right? But the thing I'm trying to say is, right, is you want us to respect your facts, right? And things like that. But when we come at you on the same terms and ask you to respect our facts and things like that, you can't do it because it seems like, because I asked you a couple of times, what article did you want me to read from? Do you trust this thing? You know what I'm saying? All that was like, you don't trust anything. But as soon as you Google something and you want it to be read, you want everybody to believe it. What I'm telling you is you have to let it be fair on both sides. If you want to believe me and take what I say into consideration, right? You know, I mean, if you want me to take what you say in consideration, understand you, why can't you respect me and say, okay, this could be happening and shit like that? Like, I don't want to hear your point of view, but if I Google it, it's true. Only I can look up the proper information. Only my facts are true. You know what I'm saying? And you guys are stupid because you don't believe my fact. Instead of having an opinion, okay, your opinion is this. And I give you that a couple of times. I say, okay, I will give you that. I will give you these numbers. I will give you that. I give you everything you want as far as facts. I even break it down and try to compromise with you. But as soon as we ask for any kind of compromise, it's no kind of compromise. We stupid for believing that. How can we believe that's ridiculous? Can't you at least give somebody a benefit of the doubt and compromise and have a better understanding instead of automatically cutting somebody off and saying their point of view is stupid because it's not what you believe in, and no matter what they say, it's what you research and what your facts is the only facts that matter?
I agree with you all the time, man. And
no, you haven't. We talk about
I agree with you all the time. No, I agree with you all the time. I agree with you several, even on the Tim Scott stuff. I especially agree with you, and I say you're right. But what I stopped you was you're trying to create you're trying to put me into a box, right? That says I say Trump supporters are racist. So I stopped you, and I said I don't think Trump supporters are racist. I said there are racist Trump supporters. Those are two different things. I'm not saying that all Trump supporters are racist. I've never said that. You've never heard me say that. You're a Trump supporter. I don't think you're a racist. Sergeant Most Trump supporters, I don't think he's a racist. I know lots of Trump supporters, and I don't think they're all racist. What I said was that there are racist Trump supporters, but not that all Trump supporters are racist. But that's what you were saying. That's why I stopped.
Can I ask a question? Why should that be a topic
of discussion? You would never say that there are racist Biden supporters.
Why should that be a topic of discussion if we're talking about?
You brought it up. You were talking about it. I stopped you. You were saying it. I stopped you.
In our conversations, right? You have a lot of things about that's some racist shit. We have a lot of things about, and when you say that's some racist, I ask you questions about how's that racism. And and the reason why I brought up on a platform because I wanted you to explain, and I wanted to get a better understanding of why you consider people racist, because it's a lot of people that you may have a similar belief system to what you call a racist, maybe in this chat, and maybe they can answer your questions a little better instead of you assuming that these people are racist because they believe a certain way. You know what I'm saying? It's not because it's not they're racist by association or by shit like that. It's racist because you believe a certain way. And when you have that Trump supporters are racist, or if some Trump supporters are racist, you're throwing a net because you're not singling anybody out or any individuals out and things like that. You're throwing a blanket over there and say whoever get caught up in a blanket, just get caught in a blanket. And that's not fair.
Why don't you go over the racist report card with them, Black?
You don't want me to do that. You don't want me to do that. That's why I tell people all the time. That's why I tell people all the time, like, I tell you all the time, it's not about, I told you I was doing this on your channel, it's not about me and having a one-sided thing. It's about I can state facts, and when I'm wrong about something and I don't know something, I will admit it, and I'm always willing to compromise. You know what I'm saying? But me speaking facts and not speaking with emotions, I'm going to win every debate because I'm not going to spit no shit about I don't know. If I don't know something about something, I'm not going to argue. You never saw me argue one point I didn't know about any of the research you done brought up. I only argue points that I can back up that I done my research on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to argue something about I don't know. I'm not going to make up no argument as I go or something like that because I can make a logical point about the situation and it may sound good. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to spit facts. And when I ask questions, right, if you would listen to my argument, all I want to do is ask you questions. I'm going to allow you to answer it, but I can't ask you the question if you cut me off, put your spin on it, take it somewhere else, then come back and you can't do that. So how can we have a debate if we never able to talk about the topic? And that's all we.
Black. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I won't allow you to say. You believe that this is this, and you believe that that is that, and you believe that that is that. So how could you say this? Now I got to say, well, wait, you said 3 different things that may or may not be true. So I have to go back and explain the things that you said that are wrong. If you say that I say that Trump supporters are racist, I'm going to correct you every single time. I'm not going to let you create that premise and put me in that box because I did not say that. Now you're going to have me argue out of the Trump supporters racist box. And I never said that. And the next question is going to be, tell me something Trump supporters do is racist. Well, I didn't say Trump supporters are racist. I'm not going to argue for that. You're not going to have me argue that point. I'm not even trying to make that point. I couldn't care.
What I'm saying,
I'm not going to put me in a box. I'm not going to.
But some of these people that you consider that may be racist and things like that, what I'm saying may be on this channel. So I want to get an understanding of what
I said specifically that I thought that Tucker Carlson is a racist and he's a race baiter, and that he said stuff, and I explained specifically why I thought that. Now the
people that believe in Tucker Carlson had the same belief system, right? Are not racist, right?
Are there people that believe what Tucker Carlson believes?
I'm trying to clarify your question. Are they considered racist too?
I'm trying to clarify your question because you're asking me if
said he's race baiting. You said he's spreading the flames and shit like that. So evidently he's spreading flames to an audience that believe in racism. Because he's preaching it. So what you're saying is the people that he's preaching to have racist tendencies. Yes or no?
Once again, you're trying to put me in a box. Some of the people, yes.
Who are you preaching to then?
Listen, my nigga, black.
How is he trying to put you in the box when he's asking you a question?
He's asking me a question that says.
So answer it.
Bro, listen, I will tell you how.
Straight fucking be a man and answer the question. Something you liberals don't like to do. He's trying to put me in the box. You started walking in the circle.
Is he preaching to a racist crowd or not? Yes or no? If you call him racist and you saying the things he's spewing is racist every day, and the same people watch him, and he has the #1 news thing on prime time. So are you saying
black? Listen to me, dog. Are there racists in America?
That's not the question. I'm asking.
Here's my question. Are there racists in America?
You can't answer a question.
Are there racists in America? It's a simple question. Listen. This is a simple question. There's no premise. There's nothing putting you in anything. It's just a simple question. Are there racists in America?
Answer yours. Yes or no?
Are there racists in America?
Oh, this dude here, boy.
Are there racists in America? Is the question. Are there racists in America?
Yeah, you fell off the lemonade stand.
Are there? No, listen. Okay, hey, Black, don't cut me off.
Ask you a simple
Don't cut me off. Don't cut me off.
Don't cut you. Been cutting everybody
You
off.
cut me off. I asked you a simple question.
Are you gonna let me talk or no? Are you gonna let me talk or no?
Question.
You asked you just talk.
Are you gonna let me talk or no?
Are you gonna answer the question?
I don't want listen. I don't want to start talking and I have to stop. So if you're not gonna let me talk, I'll stop.
Okay, Adrian. I mean, this is what I'm gonna say.
If you're not gonna let me talk, then I'm not gonna talk. But if you're gonna let me talk, I'll answer your question.
I'll allow you to talk. Give me 5 seconds. What I'm saying is, you can't ask me a question and say, "Am I allowing you to talk?" You ask me a question. If you ask me a question, that means I talk. You ask me, "Is it racist?" and that means you're asking me to talk. How am I cutting you off and you ask me to talk?
You know what, Black?
2 degrees.
But my nigga, Black. You asked me a question, right? And the question you asked me, I said that Tucker Carlson is talking to a racist audience. So everyone who watches Tucker Carlson must be racist, right? Yes or no? Everyone who watches Tucker Carlson is a racist. Well, I didn't say everyone who watches Tucker Carlson is a racist. That's what you want me. So now I either have to say yes, everyone who watches Tucker Carlson is a racist, or no one who watches Tucker Carlson is a racist. But the answer is that there are some people who watch Tucker Carlson that are racist. So it's not a yes or no question. Not the way you set up the question. You forced me to have to say yes, they're all racist, or no, none of them are racist. Now, if you don't understand that, you don't understand that. But that's why I say I can't answer that question yes or no. But you won't let me talk. You say all you got to do is say yes or no. But it's not a yes or no. Unless I'm going to say yes, all people who watch Tucker Carlson are racist, which I'm not saying, or no, none of them are, which is also what I'm not saying.
Okay, now can I explain one more time what I was trying to say? One more time, right?
Go ahead.
I asked you if Tucker Carlson is spreading racist dog whistles and things like that, and everything that the racist supremacy said he is spilling, right? That means the people that watch this shit faithfully and regurgitate this stuff, right, as talking points and everything, are racist because they are spreading racist rhetoric, right? So if you listen to Tucker Carlson and you try to make a point to anybody in any kind of debate or discussion, you are spreading racial rhetoric because everything Tucker said is spreading the flames and stuff like that. So it links back to anybody who recites Tucker Carlson or agree with what he said is considered racist.
So you want me to agree? You want me to say yes? All people who watch Tucker Carlson are racist. That's because if you listen to Tucker Carlson and you agree with what he says, then you must be a racist. I don't agree with that because I watch.
What are you saying this? So if
I didn't say that. I didn't say that, and I don't agree with.
Well, what do you? If I don't understand,
I said exactly what I said. There are people who watch Tucker Carlson who's racist, and there are people like Tucker Carlson who says things that appeals to those racists. So someone who's not a racist will listen to those words and they won't say, "Yeah, you're right. Those fucking black people are out there killing each other. They're fucking terrible. This is why we should have kept them enslaved, or this is why we should just go round them up, or this is why we should force them into a fucking hole and shoot them." Like,
so what I'm saying is,
I'm not saying that everyone who listens to him thinks that way.
So what you're saying is, if someone listens to you and they hear you saying,
no, that's not what. No. I'm not saying that.
I'm gonna let you talk. If someone listen to you and hear you say that Tucker Carlson is racist, and they form an opinion that Tucker Carlson is racist through what you say, right? Is that spreading racism and negativity and shit like that, or did they get it from a source and they didn't do their research? Like, they could have easily done it themselves because you said Tucker Carlson is racist and this shit is that and shit right there. You're automatically saying anybody who listens to his shit is racist. So guess what?
No, I'm not automatically saying that, dog. Like, I'm not automatically saying that.
When does the person listen to you think
I'm not saying that. Like,
when a person listens to you and you say he is racist, that means everybody who supports him is racist.
No, that's not what that means.
Listen to you,
Black Rosebud.
They're gonna say they're racist.
Black Rosebud. That's not what that means, dog. That's not what it means. That's not what that means. It doesn't mean. That's not what it means.
What it means then?
It means that I think that what Tucker Carlson said was racist. That's what it means. It doesn't mean anything else. I said exactly what I said.
Hey, excuse me, gentlemen. Hey, may I interject one thing? I have a question, brother, and I'm not trying to get you off or divert to anything, But with what we're talking about, and with all due respect, the last 3 minutes of this podcast, I want to make sure that I'm very respectful. Okay. Now we've got heated a little bit. Man, men do it. We come to agreement. We get past that. That's what men do. We're us talking about the racism thing. Okay. Do you not think that the current administration is racist? Based off of what you've heard Joe Biden.
Okay, I'm going to repeat your question. To make sure I'm right. Do I? You asked me, do I not think that the current administration is racist? So you mean, do I think that the current administration is racist?
Okay, based off of the things that I can only assume that you've heard a lot of the stuff that Joe Biden has said over the years, out of 47 years in politics, out of all the stuff that we've heard this man say, do you not, or do you think that this current administration has some racism in it?
Reflect our question coming next.
Right. I want to make sure I'm answering the right question. That's why I asked. No, listen. I don't know why y'all get offended by that, man. Maybe I'm not.
He can't say it more clearly enough.
I'm answering the question.
You've been in college, you got degrees and all this other shit.
But I'm responding to your joke. I want to make sure I'm answering the right question. Listen, I think there's racism in a lot of stuff in America, right? Do I think Joe Biden's a racist? No, I don't think Joe Biden's a racist. I think that Joe Biden's views have changed. And I think that when Joe Biden got in office, okay, you can. You want to hear? Listen, okay. I can just say yes or no. I don't think Joe Biden's a racist and leave it at that. Or you want to hear what I have to say? I think that there's a lot of stuff in America that's racist. I think that American policies were fucking racist, right? And it didn't just end in 1968, right?
Brother.
Go ahead.
I'm asking about America's policy.
So I said yes.
I specifically said the current administration in the White House.
I said I do not think Joe Biden is a racist. No.
So you heard Joe Biden when that Senate hearing back in the 70s when he said he didn't want his kids segregated, going to a racial jungle. That wasn't racist?
No. You know what he's talking about? Wait. Can you put that in context or do you want me to?
Well, they were arguing for segregation, right? After they were
arguing for busing. It wasn't segregation. They were arguing for busing. They were arguing for busing.
It's segregation.
No.
With busing.
It's not segregation. They're arguing for busing. So go ahead.
So his argument with busing, he don't want his kids going into a racial jungle with black kids.
Okay. So
that's not racist.
So do you remember when they bust those kids in Alabama and all those white adults stood out there and harassed and spit and threw shit at those kids? Do you remember that?
What they got to do with his kids?
That's the racial jungle. Now, see, you can say, listen. Hold on. Now, you can accept the premise, or you can throw it away. If you can't say that if you saw the videos of those black kids getting off that bus and all those white adults harassing them and throwing shit at them and spitting at them, that's what the hell he's talking about. And he says we shouldn't bus these kids to different neighborhoods so they can get treated like that. We should fix the schools where the fuck they live.
Okay. Look.
So his 1994 crime bill, that wasn't racist.
Here we go. The 94 crime bill that Republicans voted for in high order. Got it. Go ahead. What else you got?
Okay, this is what I'm going to say. Are you sure that that he was talking about a racial jungle, right? About busing, right? About busing.
Am I sure he was talking about busing? No, I'm not sure. What was he talking about then, Black? Tell me.
He was talking about integrating schools, period. It wasn't just about busing. It was about integrating school, period. Because he said, because in the same interview, they was talking about, I shouldn't feel responsible for the sins of my father. He also said
grandfathers
and grandfather. He also said he also said, I don't believe that the reason why a black man is behind is because a white man had a head start, and I have to give up some kind of right for a black man.
Wait. So do you agree with that or no? Do you so since you guys are conservatives, do you agree with this since now?
No, or do you say I'm trying to ask you a question. So when you're talking about busing, right? We're not talking about we're talking about something.
You've taken multiple different conversations and put them together into one.
I'm not talking about multiple racist moments that he said. I'm not talking about multiple.
He asked one question, and I answered
other things that he done that was racist that can give him a racist record. These are two other things that add to the busting.
How about when he said black people are not diverse people like Hispanics? Was that not racist? Oh, if you have to decide whether to vote for me or Trump, you ain't black. That ain't racist.
Every time I walk into a 7-Eleven, it's an Indian guy working behind the counter. That's not racist.
That ain't
Barack
racist.
Obama is the first clean-cut black man that in politics. That's major, man. That's not racist.
Racist as hell.
Black kids are predators. They can't redeem themselves. Is that racist? Little black kids.
Okay, hold on a second.
300 words less than little white kids.
Hold on a second.
Is that racist?
Hold on a second. I can break them all down one at a time if you want.
Oh, we don't need that.
Hold on a second. Listen. Hey, hold on a second, player. Are you either going to want me to answer the questions or you just want me to say this is a racist statement? But if you could take all of this stuff out of context and say it's racist, so I'll tell you because you know I would hate to just speak out of turn and not have the actual fact. So you're right. He was talking about integration. He was talking about integration through busing. So you're correct. He was talking about school integration. He was talking about school integration through busing, Black. That's what he was talking about. He was talking about busing kids to different neighborhoods. And if you watch the Alabama kids on the bus, that's the racial jungle. That's the fucking problem he's talking about. Where all those white people was out there, all those adults was out there harassing those kids and throwing shit at those kids. And the police had to stand out there. And the fucking governor was out there, and the federal soldiers or federal officers had to go out there to protect the kids because the state didn't even want to fucking let them do it. And the governor was out there trying to stop them.
Who was the governor?
I think it was George. What's his name? George
Wallace.
Yeah, that nigga. Wallace. He got shot right down the street from my house.
What was he?
He was a Democrat. He was a Democrat.
He was a Democrat.
He
Did you know that?
Obviously, I know that. I just said it.
Okay then. So what?
Okay then what? Okay, listen. You can fall in love with the D or the R. I can promise you that both of them did more bad to black people than they. You couldn't add it up how much they both did wrong to black people.
Name me one piece of legislation passed by the Republican Party that hurt black people, brother. I'll wait.
Okay, so you asked me a very specific question, so you're gonna have to require me to do some research here to find the answer. I don't have time to do that, and specifically at this moment.
But you just said they both. So give me your information that proves that the Republican Party at any point in the history of this nation has passed legislation to hurt black people.
That will require me.
I asked the same question the other day. We had the same argument the other day. I can tell you what he's going to say, right? He's going to say that the Republicans are now the Democrats, and he's going to go into geography and all that other stuff. We had the same argument the other day. I'm not even going to listen, Black. I'm not even going to get into it. I'm not even going to get into it because that just makes people's heads explode, right? But what I will say is this. I'll ask you here. Hey, where you from, bro? My brother. Let me ask you a question. But wait, I live in Maryland right now. I live in Maryland right now. But let me ask you. Let me ask you. Okay, I used to live in the South. Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Right? They're very simple questions. What party was the person who started the KKK? What party was he in?
Democratic Party.
He was a Democrat, right?
Next.
He was from the state of Virginia, right? He was the first Grand Wizard of the KKK. He has a statue. He has a statue inside of the courthouse in Virginia right now, right? And there is a party who is fighting to keep that statue there. Which party is fighting to keep the statue of their great general and KKK wizard from the Confederacy in the State House?
What general are you talking about? Robert E. Lee?
Nope.
Who?
Is the first Grand Wizard of the KKK. He was a Democrat. What party do you think is fighting to keep it there?
What was his name?
It doesn't matter what his name is. He's a Democrat.
How in the hell am I going to say, oh, these are the people when I don't even know what fucking statue you're talking about, G? I'm asking you, what statue are you talking about? It doesn't matter. Really? It does matter. If I'm going to answer the damn question.
It's okay.
You're not tell me who's fighting for it. How I'm gonna tell you who's fighting to keep the damn statue if I don't even know what statue you're talking about, bro?
Okay, his name.
Come on, man. 2 degrees. They must just handed you a degree.
Okay, sir. His name was
want to get you out of there.
Okay, his name.
You got 2 degrees.
Are you gonna let me answer? Are you gonna let me answer or no? His name is Nathan Bedford Forrest, right? He's the first Grand Wizard of the KKK. He was a Democrat and he fought for the Confederacy. Which party is fighting to keep a statue in place?
Which party?
Right now. Right now.
Which party? Which party?
You tell me which party. Which party you think?
I don't know. You tell
it's the Republicans. It is the Republicans. It is the Republicans. The Republicans are fighting to keep the statue of it. What? I'll put it in the chat. Okay, listen.
Good. While you're doing that, this is my main point for being on this podcast. Is not really to go into all these theatrics and talk about stuff that's relevant but not so relevant as my point to the current administration. Okay? Now, if the current administration really gave a shit about you, me, Rosebud, black people, white people, Asian folks, the Americans, period, why is it that this current administration that's trying to put California going on another lockdown soon, right? For masks and all that stuff, but yet it's so important that we can't stay locked down to fight COVID, but we've got a southern border that's wide the fuck open right now. There is Cuba. They're protesting communism, but yet the current administration, we won't let Cubans come in that's seeking asylum, but we'll let everybody else that's going to come in because we're promising them free shit, and then we'll get their vote. But to you, this current administration actually gives a damn. But COVID is so deadly, but yet we got people, 1.3 million illegals so far in this country. No testing, no COVID vaccines, none of that. But it's so important to this current administration. They got to protect the people. You got to get the shot. But why is the southern border wide open? Hello?
Did the southern border just get open? Like, did Joe Biden unlock the door when he showed up?
Basically, he did.
There it is.
Yes, he did. Because we didn't have this problem with President Trump, but we got it with Joe Biden. But we're so afraid of COVID. We're trying to protect the people, to make everybody get the shot, wear masks. But we got 1.3 million illegals in this fucking country right now that we don't know if they got COVID or not. And they busting them to all over the country. Let's just spread this shit out. But
so how about this? Though? But you're not worried about
your health.
But you're not worried about COVID, so why would it matter? You're not worried about COVID, right? So why would it matter, right? I mean, honestly, we could. Listen, if you want to argue, listen. I'll tell you what. You got to pick a side, right? You either gonna say you don't give a fuck about COVID or you care about COVID.
Let me answer this.
You can't be on both sides. You either gonna be. You don't give a fuck or you do.
Let me answer this. Let me answer this. If the Democrats is crying COVID, and then something happened as far as these immigrants coming over here, and we don't know how this shit getting over here, and there's a spread and shit like this, and they're not checking nothing. We asking is practice what you preach. Don't holler about this shit, and then when the shit come over here, you talking about we don't know what the fuck is going on. We ain't gonna talk about this shit. No, this is what you pushing. Be consistent with all this shit. If you're gonna blame us and lock us down for shit, don't give them more privileges than we got. We've been on lockdown for a year. These motherfuckers come on, they ain't been on lockdown ever, and they spread out. How was motherfuckers telling us to put this on and don't do this, and then they're telling these motherfuckers to do what you want? That's what he's trying to say. As American citizens, we should have more rights than that.
As an American citizen. But you have illegals coming into this country illegally that's got more damn rights than you, American citizens. And you got American citizens fighting because you should care about these people. You should care. Not to get spiritual and churchy, but the good book tells us that charity begins at home and then spreads abroad.
My brother, do you care about those people or not? Like, as far as like their well-being or their care? Like, do you care what happens to them?
Yeah, I care, but they're not the first priority on that list of caring.
Right. So you don't care. So you don't care. So you don't care. No, wait. Just so you don't care what happens to them, and that's perfectly fine because I'm in the same category. Like I'm almost indifferent to them, right? I don't want to see people die, but you're not going to get me to go run outside to try to get them across the fucking Rio Grande. Like I'm not going to do it. So I agree with you. I think the border should be secure. I agree with you there. The problem I have is that people have been standing on the other side of the border and walking across every day, and they get sent back, right? So they get sent back, and they stand on the other side, and they wait until they get their case. The only difference
Who told you that lie? That's not what's happening, brother.
No, listen. This is what Donald Trump
TV.
This is what okay. Listen, Donald Trump had an executive order. Black, I read it to you. Donald Trump had an executive order that said that when these people come across, we will check them in and we send them back to get a court case, and then they come. That's why they was holding them in Mexico. They would hold them on the other side of the border. Let me finish.
You're telling me what the last administration did. I asked you about the current. Brother.
Let me finish, my man. Let me finish. So when Joe Biden became president, the part of policy that he changed was that you don't have to hold them over there. They can come across and come in, and we check them in and do whatever the hell they do with them. And some get sent back and some get released into America.
Oh,
but if you care about these people, which is what you just was talking about earlier, about caring about the people and all this other shit, like those people are living in fucking tent cities on the other side of the border waiting for their time to come across, which is
not my problem.
Exactly right. So you don't care. So don't care about them. That's the whole point. I don't care.
I didn't say I don't care.
No. I don't. No. I don't care. Right? I don't care.
No, that's not the point. That's not the point. No. You're missing the point. The point is not we don't care about them. We don't care about what they're talking about. They're coming over here with. It's a health problem. If the Democrats gonna say it's a health problem, we're not worried about the people. We're worried about the health problem that's gonna cause us the lockdown, to be sick, to be whatever the fuck they talking about. It doesn't matter if we believe it or not. It's what the Democrats is preaching.
So you're talking to me, right? So are you asking me to defend their position, or you want to hear what I think? I was just telling you what I think. So I was just trying to tell you what I think. Like you keep trying to get me to argue for their position. I'm telling you what I think.
No, I'm not asking you.
I'm not trying to argue. I'm not trying to argue that what the Democrats' plan is correct. I think that they should send them back. Right? I think that the border should be secure. So, but I don't think that Donald Trump's plan was so much better when there's 10 cities on the other side of the border with the people living in them. So that's all I'm saying. And if you guys are going to say that you care about the people, then you didn't care about them when they was living in them damn tent cities.
Nobody said they care about the people.
No one cares about them.
They didn't care.
No one cares. I don't care.
I said
no. I do not care.
No, my ass. I said that's not my problem.
Nobody
said they care.
Nobody said
it's not my problem.
Listen, okay, well, it's not your problem. I say I don't care. Same difference to me. I don't care.
It's not the same.
I
care about those people.
I don't care.
But I care about them coming to this country the right way.
Okay.
The right way.
But did you care about them when they were in the 10 cities?
Yeah, I cared about them then. But it's not my problem still.
Okay, I got you. That's a good one. I got you. That's good. It's a perfectly legit answer. I don't give a fuck. I care, but I ain't doing shit about it. Sorry. Hey, listen. I step over homeless people every single day. I get you. I'm like, God damn it, drink blocking the door again. Step over this motherfucker. My bad.
We're gonna have to come back. We're gonna have to come back and do this show again. I want to thank Glib Talk, the anti-conservative. Liberal that don't say he consider liberal that's both ways. I want to thank for coming on, you know what I'm saying? And being
this nigga Sergeant Mo threatened my life, man. I'm gonna have to give him my address.
I ain't threatening your life. I just said if you needed me to, I'll come see you. That's all.
Give me your address. I'll get a plane ticket right now.
I don't need no plane ticket. Hey, I just show up at the airport, take off, and come see you myself, man. You hear me?
That sound like some Chicago rappers in this motherfucker. Like, hold up, give me the address, nigga.
You ain't got the last gun, nigga. You ain't got the last gun. You got a lot of guns, though. I ain't fucking with you. I got one. You know what I mean? I ain't fucking with you like that. I got two.
Give me your right. Like, what hood you from? I just motherfucker about this. But we definitely got to do this again, man. Have fun. I'm going to bring y'all back for a liberal game. I'm about to go ask some liberals in the streets some shit tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're going to bring y'all back on here, and we're going to have a contest between Sergeant Mo and Glib Talk about what liberals think. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna
hey, I'm all game, bro. Hey, Glib, hey, bro. Hey, it was a pleasure talking to you, fam.
Hey, I know I would say the same, but I can't. You all right, man. Listen, I understand how this shit. It's easy to get heated. Listen, this shit get offensive. Man, motherfucker be like, man, this motherfucker stupid. What the fuck? Man, I got degrees all over this motherfucker. Let me go get my shit out.
But that's what it's about. At the end of the day, everybody can have fun, you know what I'm saying? And no hurt feelings, nobody say no, fuck you, and everybody can walk away laughing and smiling with a different understanding. You may not agree, but at least you was able to express your feelings, you know what I'm saying, and get your point across, kick some ass, throw some threats, you know what I'm saying? Wear your balls out and everything, show your testosterone and everything. You guys have to do all that today.
Hey, listen, your audience, man, fuck them niggas, man. Them motherfuckers calling me all kinds of damn names, man. Now, listen, I've been saying this whole time that all these people are not racist while reading all this racist shit in your
Hey, no.
That's all I'm telling you. That's all I'm saying. I've been reading all this racist shit. While saying all these people are not racist at the same time.
Look, how many times I told you, I know I got racist motherfuckers on my channel, and most of the motherfuckers is black. You know what I'm saying? But people don't think like, no, on Facebook and all that shit. They don't think I understand. Somewhere it's the motherfucker with a swastika, with spider tattoos on their elbows and shit, with a lightning bolt on their motherfucking neck, with a shaved head, and all black, listening to Black Rosebud, laughing like a son of a bitch. Don't like niggas, you know what I'm saying? Go to Grand Wizard shit. I know this, you know what I'm saying? But like Donald Trump, I can't control who listen to me. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers got racist views. Some of them like don't have racist views. They have concepts that y'all consider are racist because y'all believe that the person they listen to is racist, right? So I have all of that, right? And I cater and I talk for them, and they listen and they talk through me. I know what these motherfuckers want to say. I know they want to call some of these black motherfuckers on here niggas and shit like that, but they can't do it. So I do it for them because guess what? Some of these niggas act like niggas when they go around shooting 6-year-olds, when they go around shooting 13-year-olds, when they killing these women out here. Some of them act like niggas. I can't call these people black men. I can't call these motherfuckers anything but niggas. You know what I'm saying? And so do the white people want to call them too. The white people like these niggas, like y'all talking about us. Look at these niggas. I know they want to say
point, bro. We hollering about racism, but we killing each other by the thousands every year. If black folks would stop killing each other by murder and stop having all these damn abortions, I know some chicks done had 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 abortions. If we stop killing each other, we wouldn't have to worry about this shit. You know why? Because instead of being the minority, we will be the majority.
But
I asked somebody that the other day. If we didn't have the abortions, right? Because if you kill one generation, you take out a man that can be in a kid's life, and you stop somebody else from reproducing other generations, right? So you do harm on both ways, right? When you lock them, look, think about this. We got the most homosexual as a percentage of homosexual men as a race, the most percentage of black men locked up as a race, the most percentage of men is outside of as a race, the most homeless as a percentage of the race. We're on the low bottom totem pole of everything. So it's only a couple of black men. You know what I'm saying? That's really legit on percentage wise. If we had more black men out here to represent us black men in position of power and by strength of numbers, of course there'd be some assholes, but there'd be some successful motherfuckers too that could have produced in this country and could produce a society. We probably killed that person that could have been the next Barack Obama. We could, or the real Barack Obama. We could have killed the person that could have been better than Michael Jordan. We could have killed all the motherfuckers. We could have killed that.
You probably right, man. But look, I mean, like the reality is that like I never killed nobody, so I don't even use that we. You know what I'm saying? We need to do better, or you know what I'm saying? It's like it's really as individuals.
We gotta take that chin because we don't educate other people.
But it's not even as the people, right? Because it's as individuals, we have to decide individually that I'm not going to participate anymore. We have to work on getting more people to think the same way that you guys think, the way that I think. That maybe shooting people is not a good idea. Right,
no,
you could say, you know what I'm saying, we need to send a wave out to make everybody think it at the same time, but the reality is that everybody's not going to think it at the same time because violence has always been and violence will always be. So there's not really going to be a way that you can say, well, we can fix this community and make it so that there's no violence. There's always going to be.
It's not about
no. Violence has always existed
in our culture, amongst black people.
As humans on Earth, violence is part of our nature. Violence is part of culture. In our culture, the change has occurred as individuals. Like that's what I was getting at. As individuals, right? You can fix the culture by creating a family, taking care of them, teaching them morals, and fixing them, right? And I fix my family, you fix your family, and we got two. And then you produce kids, and I produce kids. And you produce kids, and I produce kids that have good morals. And the next thing you know, our kids become the community. right?
But look, in the process, right, of sometimes when people don't have the money to live in communities and raise kids in a different type of way, we got to live in these communities where these gang violence happen at, and it's bad when we can't tell our kids to go outside and play in the front yard, you know what I'm saying, because we're in a place and we can't afford to move our kids in a better place. So what we need to do is we need to have better protection so our kids can go to school and be protected when they're out in the street, so these kids can have the same opportunities of living and striving as other kids in other communities. It shouldn't be about where you live. You had a better chance of going outside, because I'm pretty sure, Adrian, where you live, your kid will go have a better chance of going outside and playing in the front yard than another kid from, let's say, a lower class part of DC. So when we say divided by race, you also got to know it's divided by class, because you give your kids, by your hard work, a better opportunity than somebody else will give their kids. Am I right or wrong?
No, you're right. You're right.
And you work for that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want, you know what I'm saying? If everything was to become equal, you don't want no little motherfuckers that have been shooting up Washington, D.C., move all of a sudden next door to your daughter stay at, and they shooting down the street, and the next thing you know, something happens to your house. You'll go crazy. Like, they let these motherfuckers move. Why they keep these motherfuckers where they was at? They know what they're doing. These people, you know what I'm saying, are coming from these communities, and they are programmed to go. Look at what happened when they knocked out all the projects.
Wait.
They was trained to go.
Black. But let me ask you quick about something you just said. So right, I wouldn't have opposition to someone from DC moving out here, right? As long as the person from DC that moved out here decided to live the way we live out here, right? So so what you're saying is a bigoted argument that people make about black people and moving into their neighborhoods. When you say, I don't want them people coming into my neighborhood, that's the reason why there was white flight from the suburbs, and then white people are moving away from where black people come to. Black people are looking for a better place to live, and wherever they go, the people who live there say, "We get the fuck out of here," because they're going to ruin the neighborhood. But the reality is that the people who move there have to change their way of thinking. So if a black person were to come into this neighborhood, I would embrace that guy, and I would try to make them know, hey, this is what we're doing around here, versus saying, oh shit, there goes the neighborhood.
Okay, look, what I'm trying to say is, if I work somewhere and I want to live in a better neighborhood than someone else because I didn't want my kid to go through that shit, okay, that's cool. I earned enough money to take my kid out of the neighborhood. Now, on the other end, right, if the people can't afford to take their kids out of the neighborhood, why we can't do things that make sure them neighborhoods are just as safe as the neighborhoods that the people can't afford in? And that way, and you improve them schools. And that way, you don't need them communities to move into the suburbs or to the things, you know what I'm saying, to get better service and better housing and a better chance to live, because they can get it in their own community with schools and police and protection and things like that. That's all I'm asking. Instead of bringing them in, why don't we make this the place where they live better?
That's what Joe Biden said. So you agree with Joe Biden?
What Black just said is the same thing that President Trump was saying.
That's what Biden said.
You got to help the people.
Just that's moving them out.
Okay. Well, listen to me. Okay, yeah. I got to run here and get ready and close my store down for the day. But listen to me. Okay, I live in Denver. Well, outside of Denver, in the ranch, what we call it. Okay, in a gated community. I have 5 kids, brother. All 5 of my kids attend private school. Okay, where we live at, when a black family moves in, you goddamn right. I want to know, what do you do for a living? Or did you get you got a Section 8 voucher? And you gonna come in the neighborhood and tear the whole damn neighborhood up? Call me racist or whatever you want to, but I don't think just because of your color you should be given anything. I'm 42 years old. I've been working a full-time damn job since I was 13, bro. My great-grandmother raised me a generation or 2 out of slavery. She had a 3rd grade education, but guess what? She owned our home. She owned the land that our home was on, and she owned her vehicle. She paid her bills on time. She taught me how to be a man, how to work. Anything worth having, is that something that black folks have lost within the Democratic Party? Anything worth having, damn it, is worth working for. But black folks now, black folks don't want to work. Oh, the government got to give me this. The government give me a stimulus check. The hell with Trump. Joe Biden gonna give me some more stimulus checks. For that mentality, brother, it's about getting off your ass and providing for your family.
Well, let me say something.
The reason why all of my kids attend private school is because I, as an involved parent, my wife, as an involved parent, we see the foolishness going on in public schools. And so I work hard. And my wife's a stay-at-home wife. My mortgage is damn near $3,000 a month. I drive a Porsche Panamera, and I'm sitting in her car now. I drove her car today, a Mercedes. So it didn't come. Nobody gave me shit because of working hard, my work ethic, staying out of trouble, being a provider for my family as a black man provided me the opportunity to provide these opportunities for them. And until we as a people realize that, we're gonna be on the same damn merry-go-round, on the same damn Ferris wheel. Oh, as soon as we come back around, it's time for you, the Democrats, to do something. Oh, racism. He's going around again. We time to do some racism.
Let me ask that in, Sergeant. Let me ask that in, right? The reason why I like being a conservative is because conservatives speak about the individual. Every man is responsible for himself. Liberals, everybody is responsible for everybody. We all can make it, right? And conservatives teach you the harder you work, the more you get, the more you should have. Whatever I do, if the other person ain't doing as much as me, they don't deserve as much as I got, right? Because nobody's saying you don't get it, but nobody's saying you can't have it, right? You can have it if you work hard as I am to afford my kids to go to school, to have a better education, for me to live in a better community. You mean to tell me you don't have to put in all the work that I put in to put my kids in a better position, and you get the same privileges and rights I get?
Foolishness.
That shouldn't happen.
Shouldn't happen. Work ethic. Every tub, like my grandma used to say, every tub has to sit on its own bottom.
Let Glenn respond before we get up out of here. Respond, Glenn, before we get up out of here.
So I'm not disagreeing with anything you guys are saying, right? Like I'm not in opposition to that stuff, right?
So you seen the light.
I don't know who you think I am, but I'm not saying that people should be given anything. So like when I listen to you guys talk, there are specific things that I may point out and say that's the thing I don't agree with, right? So that's why I pointed out what Black said about people moving, and then someone saying, "Hey, wait a minute, these people are coming over here." Like I have opposition to that because I believe that that's the reason why when you start talking about systemic racism and what prevented people from getting a better place in America was segregation, was redlining, was preventing people from being able to get home loans and buy homes and own property. That's like owning a home is the number one way to become wealthy and to pass wealth within America. But if you can't own a home, or you can't own a home that has value because you're only limited to owning a home in a certain area, that sets people back generations, right? So I have opposition when you start talking about you don't want these kind of people coming here or those kind of people, because I start asking questions like, well, who are those kind of people? I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying about working. I agree with all that shit. I
gotta say something, right?
Go ahead.
So the system is set up. You say the best way to pass on generational wealth is through owning property and houses, right? Things like that.
Yeah.
So when the government tells a Black woman that if you get a job, you own property, or you have a man, you're not going to get these benefits. So in actuality, we'll take care of you for the rest of your life if you don't get any job, own any property, or get married to any husband. So when we talking about
okay, wait. Before you go forward,
before we talk about making homes easier to buy and passing on generational wealth, why don't we make it easier for Black people to become homeowners as a family?
Well, they're trying to, but people call that stuff racist.
No, it's called destroying a nuclear family. You can't be on the
Wait.
You can't be on the system and be married. You can't be on the system and have a job. You can't be on the system and own property.
I don't know about that's actually true, but what I do know.
Yeah, it's actually true. Go back and look at the Fair Housing Act that Lyndon B. Johnson passed after Kennedy was assassinated.
But let me say something real quick, right? Because I don't want to. It's a long conversation to talk about, you know what I'm saying, that thing. But what I do know, right, as a fact, is that when two people make a decision to create a baby, they have to also make the decision to raise the baby and take care of it, right? So if one person makes the decision that I'm going to go with the government, it's not the government's fault that the option is there to help people who are in this position. The government isn't saying go have kids and then we'll take care of them. The government is saying, hey, we'll the people are choosing to have kids. It is the citizens who are making the mistake, the same as the citizens are shooting each other, or the citizens are murdering each other, or robbing each other. The government doesn't have laws that say that say you should shoot someone. The government has laws that arrest you if you do, but people still do it. The government isn't helping people who are poor and who qualify for welfare to create people who are poor and have welfare. But people who are poor and on welfare keep making these same decisions that keep themselves impoverished. So it's not necessarily that if you're saying that if there were no safety net, these people wouldn't do it. But if there were no safety net, well, then it'd be other problems.
I'm saying there's no program to help help these people. Back to what I originally said, right? If you pass on generational wealth, right, why do you penalize the person for trying to do better?
I can agree with that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So going back to your argument, if I try to do better myself, the better I do, the more penalized I get. You take benefits away from me, my kids, you know what I'm saying? More housing, medical. You take every time I step up and do something that benefits me and my kids, you take it away from me, making it harder. Why not make it easier for these same people to own houses? Not saying some women don't do it, because there's strong black women out there that do it, right? But I'm saying, why not make it easier for these women to pass on generational wealth to their kids, or a man to come up in the house so he can have generational wealth with a woman so they can pass it on to their kids? If we're going to talk about that, make it easier, not harder.
But the government isn't doing anything to stop them from being together.
Yes, they are.
They are.
Wait.
Yes, they are.
Wait. Listen. The government isn't doing anything to make them not be together. They're making a
Yes, they are.
The people are making a conscious decision to be apart and be on welfare. If the government says, listen, Black, if the government, if I have a woman and we have a kid and the government says we'll pay for her, but we won't pay for you, you gotta get rid of him, and then we decide we're gonna be apart. We made a conscious decision to be apart. The government didn't make us be apart. We could have been together.
I totally understand that. But what I'm saying is the government.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
If the government care like they say they care, I'm saying they can make it easier to pass these laws on what they're talking about. They're trying to pass on. They can make it easier for generational wealth if they bring the black man into the house. Because guess what? Most of the successful households have a man and a woman at the house. There's
Why doesn't the man just stay?
Small women at the household, but most of the successful households with like these Asians and these whites and these Mexicans have a mother and a father.
Okay, stop. Wait, Black. Stop right there. Just stop right there. Just don't go past that part. Because those people made a conscious decision to make a family and stay together. It's not because the government didn't. The same benefit is available to them to get rid of the man and live off welfare. They've chosen to be together and to work together to create a family and generate wealth together.
Okay, now
that's not his point, brother. His point is
the point, and another point is most of these people are already into
Black.
Most of the people are already into their marriage.
I want to hear what Sergeant Mo was going to say
before they even start a family. We go backwards.
Black, what were you about to say, Sergeant Mo? You said if the government really cared, what would they do? I'm sorry.
Think that this is his point, brother. If the government really cared, it was just about helping those that need the help. Why is it that in order to get the help, you got to first destroy the nuclear family, which is important, if not the most important part of life? Father, mother. Why is it if it's so important to help? Why is it that in order to get the help, I gotta actually hurt you? Because when Lyndon Johnson passed that Fair Housing Act, you can go and Google it, like Black always say, Google it. He said, I got a plan that's gonna have niggas voting Democrat for the next 100 years. And what niggas been doing for the past since he was in office, voting Democrat. Why? Because I'm gonna make you think I'm helping you, but I'm actually hurting you. Because I'm going to give you, in order to give you this Section 8 voucher to live in Section 8 housing, guess what? Can't have the man there. No father can be there. Why is that? If you're really trying to help the family. That's what he's saying.
I 100% hear exactly that point. I've heard it 1,000 times, right? And I asked the same question, right? What makes the people be apart? Why do the people make a conscious decision not to be together?
Because you're making it easier, like you're making it easier for people to work right now. You're making it easier.
Every time you say that's not the right answer. The people make a conscious decision to do it. The woman and the man made a baby. They make a conscious decision to not be together.
Most of the black babies are born out of wedlock or unplanned.
Wait, Black. Oh, stop. Wait, Black. The government isn't making them have this baby.
We
They're
understand
making
that.
a conscious decision to have a baby. So
They
it's
didn't
not
make
the
a conscious
government's fault that
decision. They made a
they have a
conscious decision
baby.
to have sex, and the
Right.
baby came.
So with the people,
Come on, man. They didn't pick these babies.
This is last thing I'm saying because I gotta go. If the people choose to make babies, right? They can also choose to be together, right? Rich or poor, thick or thin. This is what Ben Carson was trying to say the other day. Black people just stuck together no matter what. They could have stayed together, rich or poor, thick or thin, through it all, and whatever happens, we're gonna build together. But they don't make that decision. That's what I'm saying. They have a conscious decision they could make, but they don't. And you can say that they chose the government option, but or you can say, well, they took away. If the government took away that option, they would choose to be together. But it's the people's choice. They choose that. That's my opinion.
You brought around what we said. I got what you said. Where we finna go? I got what you said. I understand what you said. But that's not the point we try to fucking make.
I know. You're
That's not
saying
the
that if
point,
the government wasn't there, they wouldn't do it. If the government didn't
Gil,
give them the option, they wouldn't do it. I got you.
Yeah. I gotta get back. I gotta get in here and shut the
All right,
door
bro.
down, man. You see this sign above my head?
I see.
Check it out.
You got a website? You got a website? Shout it out, yo. What's your website?
DamageFactory.com. Whatever you need,
Hey, yo,
I'm Hey, I enjoy
Hey,
being on the
yo, check it
bro,
out, check it out. Hey, I got a Walter PPK 22, and I need magazines for it.
Hey,
you got
the
that?
website. If we don't have it, we can order and get it to you, bro.
Hey, that's
Check
what
us
I
out.
need, man. I can't find them. The motherfuckers out of stock 6 months. I need that shit.
DamageFactory.com, man.
All right, man. It was good talking to y'all, man.
Hey, good talking to you too, bro.
All right, man.
All right.
That's been it of the. We're gonna do this again.
DamageFactory.com, man.
Yeah, it was fun. We gotta do this again, man. We gotta do this again. All right, man.
Walmart.com.
Got you.
See the shirt? See the shirt? Y'all check out the site, man. DamageFactory.com. Hey, it was good talking to y'all, man. Be easy.
For sure.
Right.
Well, that was fun, y'all. We gotta do this again. We gotta get another liberal up in here that got enough heart to come up in here and fuck around and fight and fuss with us. You know what I'm saying? That was a good 3-hour show. I'll holler back at y'all next time on the Black Rosebud Show. I'm out.